It was Obi and I. Time flies when you're having fun. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I'll be over at the desk here momentarily with the rundown. While we're at it, guys, we're leading over into the next segment here. Make sure you put those dollar signs and the tickers in. Let's do it before we leave. We're going to accumulate some of those, and we get that game rolling. Once again, thank you guys very much. Just like that, Mike Peter Ryder. See you later. See you, Rusty Dutch. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Dollar sign, ticker. Let's get it rock and rolling. Sean, Neil,
take it easy, guys.
Talk to us, my guys.
Stevie.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. I went to McDonald's and got I got this coffee because it's Monopoly.
I love McDonald's
so
Monopoly.
Like you just buy these stupid things because it's
so much fun.
You never win anything.
You know what? It's one of those things where you know you're not going to win.
Yeah, but you're doing it
anyways. You do it anyways for the fun of collecting it. Like, you're going to drink a coffee anyway.
That's it. I'm looking for those instant wins. I know you guys are working on a board and stuff like that. Those are fun to do, but I don't feel like I'm not in McDonald's enough to, like, actually get, like, that boardwalk or whatever it is.
Well, remember there was that big scam with McDonald's, too.
There was? Wow,
Dude, this was mafia.
Oh, okay. So the Italians were involved? Okay, so now it's
straight up. So there was this guy, sorry guys, we'll get to stocks in a second. No, there was a dude who had this, like, he worked at, like, the security firm or something. They did security for the place where they had all the stickers. And so for years, he was jacking the ones, so he had them all. And then he'd have people that he knew that would cash them in. And it got so big, like, the mob even got a piece of, like, his pie.
Okay.
So, like, they were taking their cut. I think they made a movie or something about that. Anyways, it's a crazy story. Anyways, let's go to Adara for a quick little second to start things off.
So for one, Spotify and Netflix are just now reacting to that story I mentioned a couple minutes ago. Spotify is set to start putting video podcasts on Netflix beginning next year. Netflix officially announced this. That's why we're getting this pop a little bit delayed here on Spotify. And Netflix, again, initially it was reported. Now it seems like it's confirmed that Spotify and Netflix are going to be working here on this video podcast deal where Spotify's podcast will be put in video form on Netflix. Also, U.S. President Donald Trump just started speaking. So that is happening right now, guys. Back to you.
Okay, so we pay attention to Donald speaking right now. The only position that I have on, I mean, that's interesting about Spotify and Netflix. I mean, I think that Netflix is always looking for more content. Yes. I always feel like Netflix is going to move and grab somebody part of that late night because now there's just so much about, you know, Kimmel and Colbert and all that. I think that's a good move. And I think it's also a good move that they do something with videos and whatnot. But I guess the big one that is, what's his name there? Rogan, I guess, is the big one. I guess if that goes on Netflix, it just gives people an easier way. But the thing is that my kids, and probably same in your family, and probably all of us as well, YouTube, like, has a standalone app on Samsung TVs, on all the TVs, the Fire Sticks, whatever, Hulu, not Hulu, Roku and all that. You just now download the YouTube app, and I feel like everything you need to stream, as far as podcasts or anything, is probably right there. But I mean, I guess there's a lot of people that, you have the ads. I don't know if you went and did that paid version.
We have YouTube Premium now because look, at the end of the day, my daughter went from, I'd say Netflix was 60 to 70% if she was watching the TV, and then maybe there was like 10 to 15% Disney, and the rest was YouTube. Now it's 90% YouTube.
Yeah, but you're not watching anything long form, right? They're all shorts or quick 5 minutes.
There's some channels she likes that EY stream guy because he does all the Minecraft stuff.
Okay.
He's one of those. I mean,
but they're just streaming stuff. That's what I'm seeing. That's pretty short.
And she loves the short form stuff too. Yeah. So YouTube wins everything. Netflix is okay. Netflix is having an okay time of it, but it's been kind of mad lately on Netflix. It's just been Netflix been sideways for like 3 or 4 months now.
We're still trying to watch that Alice in Borderland, which
I actually haven't started the new season myself.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just started season 2. It's okay. I felt like it got worse as it went on, but I do still like it.
But it's like anything. It's like anything.
Yeah.
The first season's usually the best.
Yeah. Someone super chatted and said we gave a bad pick with Alice in Borderland last week. I think it was Charlie, the guy Charlie that always is
You tell me what. You tell us what to watch.
It's to each their own, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
I'll take any suggestion
myself. So I think just right now with President Trump, and we have Adara to the ear to the ground here and going to figure that out if there's anything going on. But I just I want to make sure that we are also paying attention to the fact that it's Intel that I'm in. So any sort of a chip talk here, and maybe some Intel ideas maybe on boss man's mind. So I'm going to watch out for that. We're also going to stop out just above 55 here, as we got a good story in the middle of the day and we just started shorting it there. It was something with Intel and AMD.
There's news.
Hold on a second. There's not. Joe's getting ready right now. Let me just call this up here. Intel, where was it? I thought there was something about Intel ripping because I was short. Walmart's always ripping, I guess, eh? I don't really see anything here, but I thought there was something about Intel, but maybe there wasn't.
Here it is, what, 117?
That makes sense, yeah.
I see Intel reveals 160 gigabyte energy efficient inference GPU as part of new yearly cadence, blah, blah, blah.
I actually saw that story and I passed it thinking it wasn't it, but maybe that is.
Maybe that's what it was. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But Walmart continues to go higher, of course.
107 finally?
106.80.
Ooh, it's right there.
That's
what it was. Oracle is buying AMD. Oh, it was Oracle and AMD maybe. Okay, maybe that's what it was. We had a great AMD trade that we wound up getting out right there. This is our long from the morning. And I know Obi talked about how he was short. I mean, this is what I mean. Different traders on the exact same floor will have different ideas. There's the long here on AMD, 216, 217. As we wrote it down, it got right back into day's high right there. And that's when I finally tapped out of the last bit of our AMD trade.
No.
Right there, up $4. Now
great,
what?
Oh, sorry. It's not nothing to do
Someone
with
passed
the trade.
away?
It's a great trade. D'Angelo.
Oh, yeah, R&B legend.
Singer. That guy survived.
How
like
old, though?
50,
yeah,
51.
That seems young to me.
50. He was in that crazy car crash. He like wrapped his car and he survived. And
That's not why he died?
No. That was years ago. He was in a huge car. Yeah,
I didn't know about that part. It's funny because I was with my parents, and you have the same issue too, because our parents are similar, obviously, in ages as they get up there right now. It's like, now I'm hearing all these stories. This friend is in the hospital and suffering from this and that. And I look at my parents, I don't want to say it, but it's like age is undefeated, like time is undefeated here. And it's kind of like, just try to spend as much moments, this is about this D'Angelo thing, try to spend as many moments with your family and loved ones and enjoy. And if you're not, that's fine. Enjoy your life to the fullest if you can, because it's way too short. And obviously we just had Thanksgiving around here. So a lot of time spent with family. So I don't know, who is Trump speaking? It's at a forum or something, I believe. Right now, Trump, people asking us about that. Oh, it's with the Argentinian president, so it's probably at the White House there, how they meet in their little forum there. And
yeah, he's like, if a socialist or a communist wins in Argentina, we will think again about investing.
Okay, so he's threatening now the people of Argentina, so that's great. News over there. So yeah, let's hope that they can vote however they want to, but if it was Trump's opinion, obviously, no socialist, and I think that's probably a good thing. But hey, every country can pick their own as we go. But here we go.
That went out 50 years ago.
Yeah, you would think that's an older problem. All right, there goes Intel right now. Nice little move back in. We're just not making any money yet. We're taking out at 30. Let's see if it can fall back in. I'm bidding 25s on INTC. Feels like the market's a little over pushed here. I mean, we just got back to zeros. What a day it was on the market. Like, we came in and we're like, oh my God, the short is really starting to print here, as it did. And we were like, oh, woe is us. We didn't have the short. And then it was like, oh, you don't have the short. That's a nice story. Good thing you don't, because we just made pretty much highs again, bouncing off 25,000. That's been, I know you haven't been here for a minute, but 25,000 has been pretty key. So we'll wait to see if anything happens there. We are not shorting the TQs. We did not. Look, no trades on the TQs today. We were going to look at 102 is what we wrote down initially, which would have worked right there. But just to strengthen the market, I've learned my lesson, man. Sometimes I'll come back from that swimming and it's just like, what the, it's like these stocks have just gone ape. You do not want to stand in the way of many of these names. And the market, as you can see, is upside as well. I know, Ethereum, go ahead, yeah?
No, the only thing I'm in is ETH, which it's weird because I had a failed long, and then it's like on a strong day, you lose long to make short. I don't know. Sometimes it's just the market's weird like that, where it is what it is. Like, you get to a level, we're at 41, and as Sean said, the recovery has been absolutely insane. It just feels a little bit top-ish, like some lower highs being put in. I take one more shot reloading this in the quarter range, 31.25 to 31.30. But the weak name, I know we're going to do the rundown?
Is there Tesla? Yeah, well, whatever we're ready, we'll do the rundown. Yeah.
Nvidia's back under VWAP here.
Yeah, no problem.
Like, the market's still chilling at the highs. Like, we're just right up at the top, maybe going sideways, looking like we're running out of steam a little bit at these highs. But Nvidia, 3.5% down, relatively weak. I did short VWAP before, and thankfully it was a short trade because, like, right after we got out, then it started ramping. But I'm going to look to VWAP again here. on Nvidia. So 182 quarter-ish. If we get a pop and then some kind of a fail here at the volume-weighted average price, like something like that would get me to go short in Nvidia. Relative weakness, no questions asked in this name. So, you know, either be at resistance, a good resistance level you like, or be relatively weak if you're going to take a shot as this market looks to roll over.
I wanted to ask everybody, I just got on my phone there that as the car's downstairs, it's updating. And we just got here in Canada Grok for the Model 3s and for Tesla. So I want to know if everybody in the chat, I was trying to watch a video of if it does anything. You can ask it similar stuff like, you know, tell me a story as I'm driving, or the guy was asking it like, hey, are there any good burger joints like where I'm located? And the thing did it all. So I don't know. I didn't know if it was very impressive or not. I wanted to ask everybody as we get set up here, as Tesla continues to rip higher right there. Tesla almost going to green. But let me know, Chef Joe or anybody else that's in the chat there, if you have Grok mode or anything like that on your Tesla, is it any good, or is it just like the rest of the AI, we're just playing games right now fun. With it? So yeah, it sounds fun. It sounds like you could do the good thing about Grok is I don't use it enough, but there's different modes. You can get like sarcastic mode, like asshole mode, like honestly, these are what they're called. All these different ones, romantic mode, unhinged mode, NSFW mode, like there's all these different things. So I was like, got to figure that out because I've got my kids in the car every once in a while, so I don't want to have two different modes on there, but
you got to watch out
for people are loving it. And you can have a conversation. That was what else it was saying. It's like, oh, if you're bored, you can just, I'm like, I have no conversation with some random AI in my car. Like, I don't know. But there it is. It's fun. It curses. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it sounds pretty fun. Like
I could just see people, like you're in your drive, like you're commuting and you're stuck in traffic and you're just going to sit there and like argue about like, let me just argue about the Buffalo Bills with Grok.
Well, that is what you can do. The other day I asked it something about, no, because
actually I'd be all for that.
You can ask it
because you're bored as hell in the car. Like I just sit there talking like sports or something with Grok.
You could say like, oh, tell me a little bit about the stock market. Like I'm going to try to fool around with it. That's why I was trying to ask these guys if there was anything or anybody watching.
Really cool.
Yeah, if there's anything in there. So I think that's pretty cool about that. And then there's Tron mode, which I guess is that new movie, and I think it turns your car into like one of those things. But that's just a toy box thing. That's fun.
I love sci-fi. That looks like a pass, but whatever.
Yeah, I actually want to watch that movie.
Do you watch the first one?
No, I didn't even. What, Tron? Isn't that from the 80s?
There's a remake. There's like the original, then they made a second one already.
I feel like
this
the
is
original
like the third Tron.
I'm more familiar with, yeah.
Go Walmart.
Anyways, go everything on there. Walmart just continues to rip up. All right, we are ready, I believe, with Joe. So I don't know why I hit the desk there, but let's go over and see what Joe be guanin' with.
All right, everyone, welcome to the afternoon rundown. Yes, I am back, and let's get this show rocking and rolling. The segment chose by you guys, but make sure you get in the chat with either Sharif and I or Obi on today's instance, guys. Make sure you get those votes in. I told you, $ and then the ticker to make sure you get involved. But let's get this party started, guys. At the top of the list today, we have NVTS. Yes, what happened? Announced progress in its development of advanced, medium, and high 800 VDC voltage gallium nitride GaN and GeneSiC silicon carbide power devices, which are designed to enable NVIDIA's Corp 800 VDC power architecture for the next generation of AI factory computing platforms. A lot of noise there. Oh, we're going back. Okay, we're not going back, and we're back here. Thank you very much. No, NVTS, guys, it's up on some NVDA news as well, too. Not too bad of a look. Markets have had a complete rebound from the gap down. What does NVTS look like?
Hey, look, it's a tale of, well, okay, if you own this on a longer time frame, there's nothing about this that would have you concerned, right? Like you get a deal in a partnership with Nvidia. That's what you want to hear. No questions asked. It extends a rally from from yesterday in the afternoon, like both yesterday and then yesterday at the close, able to extend it. But really, the story, like everything else, is the V-shaped recovery that just happened. Because this was selling like crazy at the open, like made its high in the pre-market, lost 13, and then dropped $2, only to turn 11. And it's right back at 13 bucks. Like part of me, let's just double check. Relocates. It is free locates. Like that 13 level has now got, there's your open, 13, 13, 13. just wath of selling at that same price. Like there might be an opportunity in here where it's like it falls breaks here, or you just short like 97s or 98s and you're risking a few pennies to try to get this down into the volume weighted average price. That's my first thought. Like in the long, when you look at it in a higher time frame, would I be buying it up here when you just got a great piece of news, and in essentially in 1.5 sessions or almost 2 sessions now, you're up like 50 to 60%. Like that's pretty good. So I think there's going to be some profit takers coming in, and the selling at 13 could be a little bit of that. So if it doesn't break away from this 13 level, I think I'd rather play it more like small stop short into VWAP. 120 million volume, almost all of it above the volume weighted average price is pretty good. But at least for this afternoon, it's got to crack this 13 where the selling has been going on for over an hour now.
Yeah, look, I don't have too much going on with NVTS here today. I was still looking at this breakout. We don't have Tesla on the board, but I'm thinking like right now with the market trying to go green right now, and the ES is also green right here, 0.28. Looking at this top right there, watching 434 for Tesla. Okay, let's go talk about OpenDoor. I mean, I got some ideas about that one.
All right, guys, we got a hedge fund manager calling this name a complete clown show. Yes, that is quotes. And then they are questioning its path to profitability. Now, the stock is down over 20% in the past couple of weeks. What do you guys think of OpenDoor?
Okay.
Like, this is the stock you're going to call a clown show?
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know. It's like,
I mean, the issues with OpenDoor, I think, are just that it was only a couple dollars, right? I mean, it was even below $1 back in July right there. And then you have this huge move to the high side right now. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that have FOMO and all that and are honestly maybe jealous of Eric Jackson that it was able to get it going to this side. But I feel like when you're looking, and what Neil was saying there about the clown show and Joe and all that, is the fact that it has been basically since this last move there where it started to go, it has been up or down. And now we get, reports of, oh, is this guy invested in it? Is that? We had that Better Homes, BTR. Also something that was looked at. But I just look at this now as just a straight like stock as we always look. And right now it's filling the gap back into $7 and it held it pretty good. So that to me is a great long down there. We talked about it earlier. We talked about it at 8:30 when we brought this up in our first show there. And I was like, if we break down below, then I do like the short into this 650 area. But honestly, we didn't do anything. We started the day down here. This is when we were talking about it. And it was 695. That's not really enough of a go. And I think that if you wanted to short it, you could have shorted it, right before 7. And then when it breaks 7, you can get out. And I think that might have been your signal to go long. So yeah, I mean, watch the 200 period moving average. That's where it breaks right there, and we get to the upside. We just bounced off of it again. So I like OpenDoor. I think to what Neil's point there, I think clown show right now is maybe a little bit too harsh for the stock because it's moving. I feel like how it should right now.
A million stocks that are probably relative to the amount of money that's going to get made by the company, like actual revenues and all that stuff. There's a lot of things that are probably trading that make no nonsensical prices when you look at valuations. Fine, but like doesn't make it a clown show. Like to me, a clown show is like when it's not even like a company. Like those things are clown shows. And as far as like a trade goes, like Sean said, I mean 7 looks really darn good right now, no question about it. So like I think you're favoring longs for at least a day or two after this little double bottom bounce. Like this is what it does. Right? When it's on the bounce tip, you kind of favor the longs. Not a crazy amount of volume today to be all super excited about it up here this afternoon because it just couldn't break out this high at 765. But maybe if it can break out past 765 again, you could see something this afternoon, maybe extending into the $8 level. David Tretsiak, nice to see you out of the penalty box, Neil. Dave's done by the. I wasn't in the penalty box. One day I'll tell you guys what happened to me last week. Not yet. I had an interesting week. Let's just put it that way. I'm happy to be here. Dave's dumb idea of the day. Agree, reopen clown car, short it with every penny. Okay. I mean, there's that too. My only thing about if you're ever shorting these, like a stock like OpenDoor, the reason why it works for hedge funds and is difficult for most other people, and even look at Martin Shkreli. Like he's admitting how difficult it is to short these, the Rigettis and the quantum names. It's because you can't just hold it. The average person can't just hold forever. You can't just have unlimited downside knowing it's going to eventually correct. That's what gets tricky about this. Sure, should it probably go back down to like a couple of bucks? Probably. But good luck for you if that doesn't work out in a timely fashion. That's sort of the problem when it comes to these. But I tend to look at it bouncing off 7 at least for a couple of days, thinking that's a long play until it gets to like $9 or so.
All right, guys. Intel is up next. Whether it be Donald Trump taking a 10% stake in the company, investment from NVDA, or getting a deal finally with AMD, Intel starting to break out, also revealing its 160 GB energy-efficient interface GPU as part of a new yearly cadence. The stock is now broken out from a multi-month consolidation and continuing to climb higher. What do you think about it, guys?
All right, so thanks, Joe. Yeah, look, I mean, it's going to be the #1 P&L name here today. It's this and AMD are right there for me. And we shorted it right off the jump, man. I mean, it was just, we knew the market, well, I mean, the market's strong now, but all I was talking about early was short. So AMD already started going down, and I was actually looking for the long there. I didn't really want to short Nvidia. I'm never too sure about that. I'm always sure about shorting Intel. It's been a long, so it's been wrong, but that was a big play, and that was basically my whole day right there on Intel. Since then, we've shorted, and we've gone back and forth with it. I can see the net, and I'm up on these plays, but it's like we did get stopped out right there, shorting it into the day's high, and that's pretty much on a weak stock. That's like my MO, and that's what I'm going to continue to do, every time. If there's a short and I'm sitting at this desk and I like it, I'm taking it until it breaks the pre-market high. So that's what wound up happening right here. We got a good short back in there. We got a good short right here off that high, right into there. So we made some money back, then we reshorted, and then we got stopped out. And then since then, we got that story, and the market kind of popped upside right there. And I was like, you know what, I don't really want to short the market. I'd still like to short a chip name. And I chose Intel again. So we just shorted it right there. It's funny because we met our good friend Nimit, and he had said that he had done a study and said, like, if I ever re-enter into a trade, and I don't even know, shout out to Nimit if you're watching this, like, thanks for doing this work. I sure as hell didn't do it for myself. But he's like, if I ever re-enter a trade in the same direction, it's generally a profitable idea if I do it near the end of the day. So I don't know if this qualifies or not because I did it like at 1 or 2 o'clock, but now let's wait to see if this can come back in. We dumped some of our other shares like AMD a little bit too early, and we only had like a $6 winner on part of our shares left. But I think here, if the market does fade the rest of the way, this could be a decent trade here for INTC. So the next out I have is 21. We just got a bunch out here in the low 20s. Let's see if we wind up fading out and get back to the 200 period, which gets us below 36. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for now, and try to be patient with it as well.
Yeah, the one thing I'm looking at for Intel is that daily chart. I think if anybody that didn't sell or that hasn't taken profit up around that July high from 2024, or from last year, I should just easily say, like, how many times are we going to wick that level and lose it? Like, it's 4 times I feel like you break out above this high and then lose the high. And then even in a day like today where the market V-shape recovers, like this, you have some things that are trying to go green. This is not going to get green, barring like a minor miracle. So it's very much in pullback mode after that last time of failing that exact same high we talked about in July. Like 1, 2, 3, call it 4 over here, and you're on the bottom end of it. So this feels to me, unless you're closing back green here today, that this is the turn day, and Intel's next support is over at 33 bucks. It's a great story off of the lows. It's a great story of when the U.S. government makes an investment, just suck it up, buttercup, and join the party, right? But for now, it's rejecting this 38 area, and probably due for maybe a couple of days of weakness. And it's relatively weak today, like Nvidia. Like, there's a few things that are in chip land not as strong as the others.
All right, guys, good stuff. All right, Amazon is up next. So, being fueled by renewed U.S.-China trade tensions, Amazon has been getting caught in a lot of the selling that we've experienced over, I guess, the Friday session, and a little bit of a rebound. The stock is declining modestly despite the company's strong signal for a confidence ahead of holiday shopping season. They're also looking to hire approximately 250,000 seasonal workers. obviously adding a little bit more to the payroll, kind of condensing the margins. Now, with strong consumer at the higher end and the lower end consumer starting to weaken, Amazon has been lagging its peers and has yet to put in a new all-time high this year. I'm curious as to what the boys think about Amazon.
Well, I was just telling Sean, like last time I was here, we were saying, well, if you like Amazon at the 200 period, here's your chance to buy it if you haven't already done so. And then that happened again today. So obviously, compared to the other Mag 7 names, this hasn't been having the best time. If you look at the risk to the labor market and to the consumer right now, it makes some sense. But if I had to stake one name in the retail space that gives you a little bit of cover all over the place, I think it's going to be an Amazon. And it looks to me like you've got yet another test of the 200, wick bottom, and barring, again, a minor miracle, you're closing higher. Liquidity grab, and looks like we'll close back above prior support, which is at 216 here. So that's the key this afternoon. Like close back above this 216. As long as we bounce off that, you go back to like bullish for a little minute on Amazon. I love it when support gets lost in the morning on that opening wick, and then the market decides to buy it right back up and in spades. I mean, Amazon's not going to do like a Palantir type wick bottom because it's just not that kind of a stock, but it can try to fill in some of this gap over a few days. And that's what I'd be looking for. SoFi made the list. I just looked over and like, SoFi, pleasantly surprised that made the list today. Ooh. Surprised. Because I would have thought Tesla would be on the list today. I would have thought Robinhood would be on the list today. I would have thought AMD would be on the list, but yeah, some interesting names.
We wrote down SoFi, Amazon short as well earlier. This is one of the short ideas that we had on the day, 218 to 219 area. So, we should probably be short, and we're not. So another missed opportunity there for yours truly. We had that written down right here as the beginning kind of a trade. And I was just talking about, my whole thing about it is the government shutdown. I think we've talked about this a little bit about weak retail. There's Amazon right there, 218 to 219 short. We played it yesterday, short 220 or 222, whatever it was, and it started to play for us. So today was another opportunity. We missed it. But yeah, it's still high, 219. I'd be short this thing under 220, but right now it's a little off, as we keep saying here, up to 217. So would like to see it back into this area, and we'll try another reshort. But I don't love Amazon at these levels. I love it for a long-term play. I mean, I want to buy Amazon, and I'm a huge, not huge, but I'm decent share size in Amazon, and I like it at this 200 period. I feel like we missed it today at 212. That could get a little bit lower now. Maybe tonight I'll put a bid around 212 again. If that does somehow fill, then that would be a great bid, I think, for now. I mean, I don't know which way this market's going, but it doesn't really feel like it's going up anytime soon. So SoFi, though, could be something to watch out for. Let's go to Joe and find the story.
All right, guys, up next is SoFi. Neil, no Tesla on the list today, my friend. We got to diversify it a little bit. But, guys, as for some of these fintech names, we have Goldman Sachs maintaining a neutral on SoFi Technologies, lifting that price target from $21 to $24. Just like Robinhood, it has been on a pretty monstrous run from those April lows, like a lot of the names. But SoFi, a popular name amongst most. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, Goldman maintaining. Well, Goldman need to maintain its own stock price today.
Yeah.
What's going on? You got to get that beat.
Today, though.
Is it? Hold on, let me just go back.
The banks must have battled back.
Oh, goodness. Of course it did. Of course. These guys always beat.
Yep.
And then they're down early, and then they battle right back. So that's Goldman Sachs. SoFi, I love SoFi. If you like this stock and you weren't in it, it's been holding the 50 period. Like, I don't know that I'm a buyer up here. Like, I've been more of like trim the position up here on SoFi. But I always come back to one thing with this stock. Because, come on, monthly. SoFi, and what do we have? 15, we're halfway through the month. Halfway through the month. And if you look at this monthly chart, like the prior high was around this 28 level. And see what keeps happening when we're trying to break out above here. We're not closing above the prior high in a monthly. I think once that happens, then we get that breakout. So we still have this resistance going on where between 28 and 30, the stock just kind of gets sold off on any rally. So you have to be careful with your longs in that range. And until we start closing, like if we close this month above this prior high, which is like 28.30 30 or something like that. And I think you get a little bit more bullish. For the time being, like the top end of this range has just been a sell side. So I think if it gets to like 29 or so, like 28.6 to 29, like somewhere in that range, look for like a reversal play at some point this week, or maybe even all the way into that high at 30. And if we do get that close on the monthly, I think you got another leg going. Love the play in the long term, still holding most of it, obviously, but yeah, up in that range, I'd probably be like a scalp shorter, let's just call it.
Yeah, I mean, I like SoFi. It's always about deciding, you know, to go to a traditional bank or to go back into SoFi to get a little bit more money into that. I mean, I've just recently added, I averaged up into SoFi at 25.50. So that's looking like, I don't want to like, you know, claim, you know, that we've won or anything yet. But I think that was a pretty good call. And again, just getting more diversified. I still like the financial space. We talked about what sort of gave me the idea here, and that was that my son opening up a bank account, and they made me think like, man, he's probably never leaving this bank right here. And then I thought about SoFi and thought like, okay, what's a play here? SoFi, of course, a bank giving you loans and mortgages and all that. So I feel like once you're in the ecosystem, you're in the ecosystem. So shout out to everybody that's here in SoFi with us. And I really do like the stock. So for me, just keep on trying to get SoFi long. Basically, what I just said was I bought some 25.50s, and that was way back here when SoFi was last there. So we got that touch again today. There was a lot of stock on sale this morning, like a lot, as we were pretty much panicking. I don't know, I have to check out what the VIX was at, but that, I feel like it was a lot of panic inside today.
And where was the top on the VIX?
I don't know, we should probably look at the VIX today as well. But that's it, so that's SoFi. Robinhood also, I think, had a nice little pullback today as well. But nah, right back to the upside, like 133 on Robinhood, like that got down in there pretty good as well. So, all right, now, Trump's saying that he has a good relationship with President Xi, and sometimes it gets testy, things like that. So we'll have to wait to see. FXI on a little bit of a pullback. That's the other name that I want. We talked about which names to maybe play on pullbacks. It's going to be Alibaba for me. I want to get more long on Alibaba. So you saw FXI make a nice run up to 42 bucks, and then that pullback here in the last little bit when it's just China-US thing kind of reminds me of Elon and Donald a little bit here, where they were friends one day and they weren't the next, and then they were the next day. So here it goes. We'll see if it's going back up to the upside. You know, the last word that we heard on all this was that the relationship was going to be fine. Yeah. So hopefully it will be, and this can get back upside, and that would give me the pause that I maybe missed a dip there on Alibaba, but let's just wait to see. It got into 159s again. That low was about 156 or so. That was made on Friday when everything was falling apart. So we'll see if we can get a 155 or so bid on Alibaba. That might be the next name that I pull the trigger on.
Yeah, the VIX was at, 22.
Oh, was it today? Oh, that's high.
23, yes. Okay. And then back down to like 19.5. So definitely upper end of the range. Let's go to maybe a 1 hour chart. That's a little better. Yeah, so if you, maybe not, let's go 4 hours. That's a little better. Yeah, if you look at like a 4 hour chart, so you can get most of the last few months in here, it's looking a little bit testy. Like this gets testy because you're breaking the consolidation. It's not like we go up and then slam right back down. This looks to me like now we're getting consolidative in here. Like 19 could be a bit of a floor, and we could be stepping up. So this is worth keeping an eye on, right? Like we break down under 19, that can be some good confirmation that we can continue rallying. But yeah, it seems range bound. Like you get to the bottom end of the range, the futures get to resistance, the VIX finds a little bit of a floor here. We'll keep an eye on that for sure this afternoon. Let's go to Adair.
Just keep an eye here on the market. Trump speaking a lot here about China, saying that he thinks the relationship with China will be fine, and that he has a great relationship with Xi. Sometimes it gets testy. Overall, apparently, he thinks that they have a fair relationship and that it will be fine. But if it's not, quote, that's okay too. So yeah, kind of mixed comments here from Trump about China. He is still answering questions here. I will keep you guys posted if there's anything of note. Back to you.
How little you talk what?
No, I was telling Sean, like my throat's getting, it's not sore, but it's like I wasn't really talking much last week.
Exactly, you've been off for a long time.
It's like,
and not using, same thing, right? Even over the weekend, I feel like I'd sit there and don't want to say too much. Come in here and it's like nonstop talking, right? So.
All right. Oh, there goes WeBull.
Oh yeah, WeBull. WeBull's been getting crushed lately.
Well, it's down, but it's trying to break out. It's trying to break out right now. So I tried it twice. We had I was taking this above 1150. Like that time, very obviously didn't work, and then tried to played the same range, and then this time didn't get it all out for the scalp, and then held on to some on WeBull. But it's trying to very, very slowly break out. It's where it is on the daily that makes it interesting, because it got back to $11, right back into what was long support. This is the area to look for the turn in bull. At least, in my opinion, it is. And so there's your hold at 11. I was just looking for the continuation breakout. I might try to slip back in here at 1150 again. Like buy the next dip in WeBull. I think you still have room to 1180. It's only 2:30. We got plenty of time this afternoon. So if WeBull's gonna go, I want to pick this up in the 50s again, just to get, even if it just goes green, that's beating 1175. If you get it at the 50s, that's a quarter right there. So yeah, I like WeBull. Missed an opportunity. I've had a stink bid in this for a while under $11, so I guess that obviously did not fill, as 11 was the low again today. Stock just wants to hold the $11 range. Might just nibble back into some of this at 11 instead of waiting for like 1050 again. Makes sense. Sometimes you just get way too patient with prices for something that,
that's what I'm saying. There's no point. Like we had that Randy story there.
It's just silly. Like I held it for like 2 months last time before taking anything out. So why am I worrying about 30 cents? Let's go back to Adara again.
Yeah, Trump kind of talking here about potentially tariffs on Spain. He's not happy with their behavior with regards to NATO, and said he thought about giving them trade punishment or tariff punishment, and that he might still do that. So Spain tariffs being floated here pretty casually by Donald Trump. Nothing, I guess, significant or hard line, but either way, on watch here, more tariff talks from Trump, specifically with Spain. Back to you.
All right, shout out to Luis Barbado there in
Barcelona.
And we'll see. Maybe those are going to get, the trades will be taxed and tariffed pretty soon. Yeah, watch out for that. Everybody in Spain. He's mad about the US dollar and all that kind of stuff. Whatever, I mean, that's fine. That's his currency, so it makes a lot of sense. We saw the DXY here. Let me just call that up a little bit here for you, just to see the dollar. We don't have the DXY on here. If I just type in US dollar, I think. Should that give it to us? There it is. DXY.
You could do DXY.
Yeah, they have it here. We don't know. We don't have it on our platform. I don't think, Gobi. But here we go. So the dollar trying to break out a little bit here. We just did come off some of the lows, but we're on a nice little run up there since mid-September back into 99. I mean, the key $100 level. I mean, none of that means anything. These is not like a price level or anything. But yeah, back into here would be pretty nice. Those have been the highs pretty much since, not of the year, but since we broke down there in April. We haven't gotten too much above this $100 mark, so we're just hovering now around 98.50, 98.60. So there's the dollar, and what it looks like today over the last 5 minutes. Let's just give it, okay, so nearing some of those lows. So just wondering what Trump's all about right there with the dollar, but we'll see as that's come back in. And generally speaking here, you want to have, I guess, a stronger US dollar. We talked about this. When you bring back money from these multinationals, it's not great to necessarily have such a strong US dollar, so we could see some plays there. I did want to say, so we're short, there we go, we're getting some more out now as Intel's been falling back.
Tesla just took a dump.
Yeah, so there's the market. So that's part of what I wanted to say was we are short still on Intel. We didn't get anything out, but yeah, good. I don't know. Do you want to go over to, you have the
Well, it's too late now on Tesla because Tesla just, I was typing in the chat, Tesla broke trend. And then Ezra was like, oh, I'm going to get short as it breaks the trend. It just dropped $2.
Okay.
So Tesla, nothing specific. I think it's probably just technical. Like what Nvidia did, absolutely nothing. What else moved? Nothing really moved all that much.
I mean, the market just ticked a little bit.
Yeah, the market ticked a little bit.
Oh, I wanted to find, what's a meta ET? What's a meta METU? What is a meta?
There is one FBL, like Facebook long, FBL.
That's what it is.
That's
Okay,
cool.
FBL, okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking like meta right around here, around VWAP. If we get into this level, this is looking very good right there for me for a hold. If the market really comes down, I mean, we still are obviously short here on Intel, which we're fine. But FBL, okay.
No, there's no volume on that.
There's no volume on that one?
No.
No, well, a million shares.
800,000.
Yeah, 800,000, yeah. I thought there was METU. Maybe we don't have that one, but anyways. All right, then we'll just move off of that. But yeah, thanks. Anybody else have any ideas about what I might be looking for? Let me know. But right there, I think, yeah, METU, probably FBL. Okay, so we got it. I don't have a problem trading it that it's $700. I just try not, we got a lot of love for TSLL and some of these other names. I know Joe trades this. Yesterday, Mitch was talking about TSLL, and I think it does make a lot of sense for some of us that are on smaller accounts and whatnot. The levels should be very, very similar, right, for TSLL and TSLA. So I think this is a double, I guess, TSLL, yeah, so that's just double the move. So right there you got Tesla at 0.86, and then there's TSLL at 153. So double the move one way or the other. So definitely something exciting there to look at. So if Tesla does get into the 50 period, or sorry, the 200 period right there, that's something to look at for me for that. And then the FBL, I mean, I still remember, what is it, FJB or something like that? There was something about Biden for a while. So there he goes. Yeah, so you can see the difference, right? The volume's just not really there for me for that one, but yeah, we're gonna try to look some short, I feel like. And then JP Morgan, that name's almost got green there. Maybe it even did. Close enough, man. We closed yesterday right around 308. Let's just say we got to 306, 307. Oh, well, should have gone long and earlier. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of shape. There's a lot of stocks that were at good sales.
When the banks blow out earnings and beat expectations and they're down, it's just sometimes worth it in the pre-market. The problem is that you have to hold it. You got to buy it before the call, essentially. That's what it usually, you kind of stuck with that. The market might be pulling back a little bit here, but tell that to Walmart. Walmart is just straight chilling. Right back into, is it 50, is it still, yeah, this is 52 week. This is highs, because it broke 107. Yeah, 108, like fresh highs on this.
I was going to short Walmart earlier in the
AI
day,
story. Oh, there was a short right here at the prior, like 106.90.
Yeah, we wrote down 107.
Like right here. Like trend up, like, pure program buy, program buy, pulls back like 70 pennies and then right back into the highs. Walmart's a great looking stock. It's one of those, you just got to grit your teeth and understand that it trades at a premium you might not like and buy it on that weakness. The 200 period has been great for Walmart. Shout out to Walmart. All right, Tesla, maybe it's going to bounce back to get into this. It just tried. I'm like, when it broke the trend, here, there's where it broke the trend. It's kind of connecting, not from VWAP, but from the local breakout here. And that was about 433. The prior bar is 433, like half or so. So that's where the stop would be if I even get filled up here, which that's not even a guarantee at this point. So I'm trying to pick it up in like at 433. I might step in front of it, which makes some sense. Try and grab the short. I don't think you get VWAP in this case. That's way too far away. But if it plays back into 31 and then 29, that'd be absolutely fine by me. Ronnie R saying Walmart was green on Friday as well, like on the weakness day. Was it?
Was it? Maybe.
I mean, it didn't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Was it?
Yeah, basically. It's hard to, where's the close here?
I mean, I guess
yeah, I guess like barely, it closed barely green. Like really, really close, maybe by a few cents. The relative, I guess relative strength. But the story today is the OpenAI thing. Not that I think that's probably as big of a headline, but sometimes a good stock just needs an excuse to go up. That could just be it for Walmart. I don't know if it doesn't seem like a 5.5% headline because there were no specifics in terms of what this actually means, in terms of like what's it doing for the bottom line. Like it's all very vague.
That's why initially I like to short on that one. I'm into Target. We've talked about that again. I'm in it right around these prices, and Target's obviously a nice move there today. We did have some lows in Target coming into 85 bucks. Right now, Trump's saying a bunch of different stuff, man, in our ear right now. The Russian economy is about to collapse and all these things. So we'll wait to see if there's any sort of give up there. We could check out oil again, CLX for the November contract. Okay, $58. Wow. Didn't even realize how much oil had gotten killed there over the last little while. Energy prices very, very low right now. I mean, I'm looking around here. Gas prices very cheap at the pump these days. So that's nice, $58, $59. But there it goes to the downside. I mean, again, if Russia's economy is going to collapse, then that's not going to be great for oil or the energy space as well. So we can look for some possible plays over there. All right, now is your chance. Let's go. Let me reset this. and then we will get going on top names. So, you know, right now it's NVTS and OpenDoor. This is from the morning. I'm going to freshen this up, right? Just like, you know, take that quick little bath, shower up, you know, freshen up here. And now let's see what traders are looking for right now. Caterpillar, 530. Wow, good stock there. Did they have a report today? Up 5% Caterpillar. I mean, again, I think Caterpillar is a great stock if you're talking about China plays and things like that and where we could possibly going with Caterpillar. CoreWeave down 4% today. Okay. IREN has had something as well. Rocket Lab, I mean, some of these plays, like Lay's right there, the eyes, some of these plays do not stop. And there's multiple day runners right now. We'll go over this board in a second. We got to go back over to Adara.
Yeah, just so you guys know, Trump is still speaking here. That's still happening. But I'm here to tell you guys about HUT 8, HUT popping higher. Eric Jackson of OpenDoor fame just announced that he is long HUT 8, and he believes it could be a 100x story here by 2029. We know he had a very lofty $82 price target on OpenDoor. Seems like it's a similar situation here with HUT, which is popping here. It's already up almost $2 here on this announcement. Again, Eric Jackson, who is known for pushing OpenDoor to the upside, he's now saying that he's long HUT 8. Back to you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was long HUT 8 too in the teens, and now it's $50 damn as it continues to go a little bit higher. All right, you want to test it out here on HUT 8 or what? Like, I don't mind going long on that kind of a talk. I mean, the problem is it just went $48 to 50.50 right there. I'm wondering about maybe a high break right into there, $51 on HUT 8. Let's let me put a stop order in there. If it breaks 51, we could try to go there. As this story is probably a little bit early right now, as Adara is always giving it to us early days. So we'll see if it wants to go. Here it goes, right back. We're going to go long 51 break right there. I don't even know really where to play it. We should have just punched long when we were deciding what we wanted to do. Damn, missed a little bit there. Okay, so there it is. So now we are into this name. We could see where it winds up going now. But HUT 8, I'm not in it huge. HUT 8 right now. Let's just see what the short float is. That was not HUT 8. HUT. HUT. There it is. HUT 8. Okay. So it's fading out just a little bit. We don't have a whole bunch of shares. Let me put something out. What am I long at? 51.07. Let's go like 51.50 and see if we get something right now there on Eric Jackson coming through again. 15% short float. That's not, you know, it's not going to. Yeah, here it comes back in again. We touched this with about a quarter of a unit right now. If this breaks, nothing. Just another play like with Eric Jackson again. Maybe potential. Yeah, HUT 8. So another name right here. Yeah, we could. I mean, we could try. I can average in here at 50.30. I'm going to put a stop at 50.49.99, and then just see if we can get out if it does break back below that. So we'll wait to see on HUT 8. I don't know, just taking a shot at the dark here with not too much going on right now in the market from what I can see. So we'll take a shot here on HUT 8 and just give it a shot, give it a chance, right? There's a bid there at 50.50. Past high levels for this name. I feel like maybe we have exhausted this. Let me just go check on here one more time. HUT on our e-signal chart. Man, this was a name that I was so long before. Damn you, HUT 8. Yeah, I was long down here in the teens. Damn it. I know, that's what I'm saying. So we don't have any levels like this right now for us on HUT 8. So let's go here and see what happens. HUT trying to get back up there to the upside. There we go. So we'll give it a shot now. We're long, and we're long slightly flat now on HUT 8. So I don't know if it wants to go, man. The story's already out there right now. This one could fall back in. So just be careful with HUT 8. I'm getting out if it breaks 50. Might not have the legs. That's HUT 8.
And that's a great look for HUT 8. Man, I can't believe that stock's that high. But if you're looking for exciting news out of Canada for sophisticated traders, check out Beta Pro by GlobeX Canada, Canada's largest provider of leverage, inverse, and inverse leverage ETFs. It has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs offering 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and in U.S. Treasuries. And even better, they got a special fee rebate, dropping the management fees to just 65 basis points until the end of the year, December 31st. Plus, U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging, offering the potential for more pure performance and exposure. So if you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily. Shout out to Beta Pro as always. And, well, I mean, I got that fill in Tesla. I'm kind of looking at that HUT 8 as well. Like, that's legit, this potential takeout of the, like, I guess that would be Friday's high, 51.30.
There's just layered offers here. I don't know if it wants to.
Well, I think that's because of this high. Like, this is the top, like top, 51.30, if it can go. Like, it just seems like seems like a breakout play, to be honest with you. And he just said he's taking a stake. I missed the story. I went to grab the tea.
They did.
So they did take a stake.
Did.
Okay. The Army.
I believe. Can you get that story again, Adara, when you get a second? Can you give us the HUT 8 story again when you get a second here, because we're both in this, or I'm in.
No, I'm not in. I just got into Tesla.
So Eric Jackson, the guy who was pumping OpenDoor, he just said he's long HUT 8 now, and he thinks that it could be 100x by 2029. So more Eric Jackson pumping things. That's the whole story for HUT 8. I am not joking.
Sorry about that. I had something stuck in my throat.
100x?
Yeah, man, it's going to be a $5,000 stock. I might just get out. I don't know. We'll wait, but here it goes, man. I'm at 51.20 right now, just to get out of a piece and see if that winds up working. There it is. So we do get a piece out there. Actually, we got 51.17s or so out for a little bit. Hey, a winner's a winner at this point.
Crazy.
I don't. Let's hope it goes, man. I'm sitting at 51.40s at that high, most recent high of all-time levels. So we'll take out a little piece there and then choke on that 500x call or whatever that was.
I mean,
so we'll have 100 times. Sorry, we'll wait to see where it goes. Hey, look, I don't have a problem with people making calls. Let's see. Again, a miner. We've seen. Let's go. Let's go.
Money.
You just made that up, that dude.
There it goes, dude. Again, we're in it, man. And this is what trading's all about. I mean, we took the risk. We heard the news. We went into it. And now there it goes, man. 70 cents upside there for HUT 8. I mean, no idea where this name's going to wind up landing here. So let's just get something out on the way back up. I mean, this thing could crash back down below 50. So we're not hitting the money sign as if we're making a bunch here. We told you we only had a very, very small position on this trade. But it does go back up. We get a 50 fill there, or sorry, 40 fill. And now we'll just wait to see what winds up happening. We're out of about a quarter of it, so this could still turn out to be a complete disaster, but we'll wait. So I am waiting now at 65 and 55 and 65, and then we'll see about a higher take. I'm gonna go at 52 flat right now as well. So far so good there on HUT 8. We'll see what winds up happening. Yeah, I'm gonna ride it to 5K. Unfortunately, we have to be flat at the end of every day, so unless this thing goes 100x from here right now.
In the next 5 seconds.
Yeah, in the next, right now.
Go.
We'll wait.
You know what, though? I gotta give it, I mean, first of all, the breakout's looking good, but this actually isn't that bad on a monthly chart. This is really not, like, it's not absurd that it couldn't go another, like, 25, 30%, right? Like, the breakout is really good on this monthly chart from about 32. So 60 to, like, 68 looks like a bit of a short-term target. My guess, and I'm just, who the heck knows where he bought it, because he didn't say.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if he did. But let's just imagine a world in which he bought the breakout and not the consolidation and loaded up at like 12 like months ago. But maybe bought this breakout on a monthly chart. So this looks like from there, like it looks like a decent shot at a double up. I think you can be bullish. I'd be bullish on it for a bit. 500. I just don't know where you get a number like 500% up, right? Like that's. Oh, sorry, did you say 5? He was 500, right? That was the number he said?
I think that's what, Adara said. Yeah, it's 500x from here, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No, it was
like,
100x. I was calling it a $5,000 stock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from, but if you look at that monthly chart, it does look pretty solid for the 20 to 30% at least.
You're just taking shots at the
Makes sense to me. And you know when the army gets behind it, it's like the open army and all that stuff, so you can ride that bull for a little bit. So like again, it's an Eric Trump play as well, says Julian. Is it?
Yeah, is he up on the board over here?
I'm just looking at it right here. It's an Eric Trump play. Maybe that helps it out a little bit. But
it might be the opposite.
Ultimately, a trade's a trade, right? So you play it for what it is. I think you just got to maybe temper the expectations on that number.
I honestly feel like we just went right to its past high there and basically turned around. Like we have about half of this position on. We're lucky to get that 60 fill up there. I don't know. I'm not I'm not in love with this. I'm not super impressed with the movements there. On that kind of a story, it should have been going hard and not like, you know, out like a lion over here or out like a lamb. All right, we just got some more shares short here on Intel, so let's wait to see where this name goes. We'll cover a little bit here as the market was trying to get back to positive land. What's up, Adara?
Yeah, just keep an eye here on the market. Trump just concluded speaking. He was asked how long he thinks the shutdown will stretch for, and does he think it'll continue into November. He did not comment on that at all in terms of the length of the shutdown, but he basically said that it's not really something that is on the Republicans, in his opinion. He did say there will be more programs potentially permanently shut down that'll be announced on Friday. So bit of a shutdown update here with regards to the government, but we still don't have any timeline with regards to length and with regards to how long President Trump would like the shutdown or be comfortable with the shutdown continuing, I guess. Back to you.
I was just telling Sean, I have another friend who was probably the same thing, bought HUT 8 a while ago, and I'm really, really hoping when I talk to him next that he's still in the stock, because it looks like it could be on a bit of a turn. So look, Tesla, buyers come right back in at 431. So it broke the trend. It's not saving my trend lines today. I don't know what's going on with that. It doesn't really matter. Broke the trend. I did not get the trend break, but thankfully it just came right back in to get the same level, and it showed me where the bid was. So essentially just take it from that 33 into like 31.7 or so for a scalp trade on Tesla. Maybe it can break down. But a lot of times, like when it retests it, like I will never like it as much here on a trend break as I like it here. Like when it breaks a trend, that's where I'm expecting the flush. When it comes back and consolidates, you have to remember that if I take this line away, it kind of looks like, what does it look like? It's kind of like bull flaggish. So I want that to work right away the first time, and the second time I'll play it for the range and just walk away. ETH is not doing much. I tried to get the reload on ETH up here at 31.3 and didn't get the fill. It's just chilling out between 31 1/3 on ETHA and 31 even. That's kind of like 40, it's in the 4,100 range. I keep saying 41,000 with ETH. I've been doing it for weeks.
Maybe you're trying to call something.
I'm not Eric, what's his name? Jackson. I'm not Eric Jackson. I'm not calling 40,000 on ETH. I'm just, for some reason in my head, always screwing it up. But ETH is not going to 40,000. But on the other hand, where's my daily chart? There it is. Where I think it can go to, as long as we can, when you look at the daily, like the prior high, you're kind of finding some resistance, some support there at the prior high. Like if we can hold out consolidates 4,000 enough, I don't see any reason we're not busting out 5,000 if the market's not falling all over itself here because of the shutdown and this China stuff. If this is as bad as it gets, then ETH can be 5,000. It's not 40.
Yeah, I mean, Ethereum already has been up to those levels.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think we can get back.
Probably hit it again. We're still watching HUT 8, man, and it's still doing the same
Actually,
crap
have to answer this.
right now. So not much is going on right here with HUT 8, so we'll have to wait to see where that one goes. And by the way, Intel, a couple more covers right here. It's not, we're in the money 10 cents, but it's not like it's anything too exciting now. So we're just trying to cover some spots right here at the 50 period. We are hoping that we get, you know, a little bit of a dive in and can get some 3630s on our mind right now. So that's what I'm sitting at right there to see if there's any kind of a play going through there as well. So, all right, so that's what's going on there on Intel. I mean, it's been a good day for IBIT as well, 12.6 as we got into that 110 marker. So that was something there. My eyes are looking up here because I'm trying to find like what exactly is going. Okay, so Robinhood's on the move down. The whole market is trying to get downside, right? Which is not helping this HUT 8 position, but that's okay. There's Robinhood, a little bit of a bleed into close, not the day's low, but definitely the afternoon low, into some more support. We talked about waiting for potentially a VWAP play. Walmart maybe pulling back again. Walmart today gets some kind of a deal. We're not just sure exactly what it is yet with OpenAI. So that's really started going right. Whoops, right there. Then there's that level that I was looking at, that 107 area or so. We kind of bounced off of that. That was a good short until it wasn't, and we broke through much higher on Walmart. So we'll have to watch out to see if that one gets going. Obviously, we've already talked about crypto a little bit, but Coinbase right into here as well, 350. That has a nice battle back with a nice high right there of 353 and change. We don't have too many earnings or anything tonight. To join myself and Brian Shannon on the on the recap show tonight with Adair and I. Soundhound is a great call that he's made recently as well. Boom, goes the upside. His stock that he called for us last show was LAES, Lays Seals SQ. So this was a name that he predicted for us. Wow, last Tuesday. So last Tuesday was the 7th. So let me see, move this out of the way so I can see.
Just technical or?
I don't know. I can't remember, but there it is, LAES. Yeah, just back into these areas. So wow, he called this, man. So Brian live on the show called this trade as I asked him out. Is there anything that he likes? He liked LAES. So let's give a big shout out to Brian and make sure you join me, he and I, today, and Adara, as we'll talk about Lays, and we'll find out what exactly was up with that play and where's the next one.
They announced that there's news on this one today.
What was that?
So it looks like Lays, which is Seals Q. Which is jokes, because it's seal backwards, which is, I love that. Trading higher, the company announced a collaboration with Swiss compliance provider WeCan Group to develop post-quantum KYC solution. I don't know why.
We definitely know they can.
Solution for the financial industry. So that's the news on Lays, which just has me oddly thinking about chips. The more we say Lays, if it was just purely technical, gorgeous call.
I was like, oh man, this guy's making a call on chips. That's great. But of course, if you do want a pure chip play, you know, PepsiCo will get the Frito-Lay feeling over there, Doritos and all that kind of stuff. So
overrated chip.
There goes
Pringles.
Pringles, yeah. Pringles, I think the only thing that they have going for them is the container.
Very overrated.
Right, very, very easy to travel with.
Yes, but
Lays. So I think that would be, yeah, probably. I mean, they're. The oven-baked Pringles, I think, are decent, but I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't had them in a minute. But yeah, there's Pepsi. Okay, maybe battling back this name as well.
Pepsi's been not that bad recently.
No, it's had a nice little bottom. I mean, there's that form right there, what you're looking for all the time. But that came back in, and the worry about these guys, of course, is the GLP-1 craze, and what does that mean for snacking and everything like that. The whole problem with GLP-1 is it's still $500 a month, as far as I know. From what I see there, I don't know what it is here.
The real key is, I think, down the line in the U.S., when you start discovering all of the other additional benefits,
the diabetes benefits,
everyone's going to realize, okay, well, keeping people on this drug is saving so many other costs.
And hopefully it cuts
that like a lot of money that's going to other drugs and other treatments will end up potentially just staying in the GLP. Like, that's why I like Eli Lilly.
I've been buying Eli Lilly on dips.
Yeah, well, and it's specifically Eli Lilly. I'm looking at Rigetti because Rigetti's breaking out. Martin, wherefore art thou, Martin? Not short today, I don't think.
Where you at?
Is this just another fresh, yep it is, another all-time high for Rigetti? As this stock is just absolutely nonsensical. Oh, I tried a breakout on this one. And it didn't go. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the breakout. Immediately didn't work. And it's like the second time, still didn't work. And then the third time, that's when it actually worked, breaking out over yesterday's tops. Tesla's battling back for everyone. Still holding on to that 431, like trying to battle back from that little scalp trade. But the market overall is just not doing much. Like, what do we get? Like, I can't call it sideways action, because it's not completely flat. Like, if you squint enough, like, you're making higher highs higher lows and lower highs. So you have this little wedge forming that eventually you got to break out of some point this afternoon. And I almost don't care which direction. Like, whichever direction it decides to break out from, I'm happy with. Brown Lightning, great call out on Bull. Well, I switched from my Bull level 2, went over to HUT 8. So what happened to WeBull? Oh, that happened. Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, come on.
We like that. We just averaged into HUT 8 there. And there it is. So we got breaking 51 first, average back there at whatever, $50.25. So, okay. Now we're starting to do some kind of damage. Let's offer some 83s there. Well, we just stopped the complete move there, so my bad on that one. Hopefully it just rips right through. I don't have to worry about stopping that move, but oh shit. Okay, hopefully it goes back up to the upside there and we'll just not worry about it. But there it goes. Okay, there it goes. Phil, shut up, Phil. What's going on? What's going on, Phil? Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. We don't have it yet. There's an 83 on the dart. Okay, there it goes. Some T's there. We got some Nasdaq fills going on there. But there's a nice move. Now we're 35 cents in the
money
right now for HUT 8. I almost said WeBull again right there. So positive trade there today. We don't have any negative stocks on the board here today. Actually, that's not true. I was shorting Marvell in the middle of the day. It was okay there. I cannot believe this is one of my favorite stocks in the whole universe, so I'm not sure why I'm shorting it, but I just thought it was a little bit overextended there. We did have that Intel news, which kind of ran this thing upside, plus I was short bias in the market in general, and yeah, Marvell says no. Stay long, my guy, and we will be fine on that one. Intel does go into the 30s. We did get a little bit of a fill rate there. We got 33s, so that was all good off of this last little reload there as well. It's 304 right now, so we've entered. Did we get the hour of power graphic? I missed it right there. I love that graphic, and I don't think it exists anymore.
We don't have that anymore?
We did have it. We did. He just said we did. We did have that. All right. If Intel breaks above 55, we're out. So that's the stop there on INTC. You know, the king of the castle was kind of one of those dirty rascals early as we got all the way down into 180 there for Nvidia. And I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this one, man. We just recently bought some more at 175. This is probably my largest holding just because of how it's matured. But this or Palantir, I don't know. It's not a comfortable feeling. These stocks. Like, I love it when the market's going, but, you know, waking up and seeing what these markets were doing today was not a great feeling for me. And I may start to piece out of some of this stuff and just flip it into the index until I'm a little more comfortable with what's been happening. There it is. I'll just punch out some more there on HUT. So we just got, I offered 95 and got filled, so part of these dark pools into there. So we offer some 95s, even though you don't see any 95s, and excuse me, and we got filled. So nice little fill there on HUT 8, and let's just wait to see what winds up happening now. I believe it's back over to Adara.
Keep an eye here on DIS. Disney pushing a little bit higher here. Apparently on their website, they announced that they're introducing Explore Disney Plus. I don't have any other details, but apparently this announcement, or just maybe the fact that there is some announcement, is pushing Disney higher. DIS on watch, and back to you.
Yeah, also I see Apple making a bit of a move here late. On volume, solid volume here for Apple, breaking like biggest volume candle since the actual open on Apple, 248 prior high. That could play for some continuation. Why not? I do like that. I'm gonna go back to the well on WeBull. Probably should have had it. Made the call out, then kind of got distracted by that story.
So with Apple, it is worth noting, I saw one thing, this was like, would have been at least 10 minutes ago, someone mentioning they're teasing some events coming up here with Apple, but I didn't see it from Apple's actual account. It was like, I saw it, an account reposting an account. So it's super vague. And again, it happened a little bit before we actually got the pop. That's the only thing I'm seeing. I'm looking into it to see if there's any confirmation, but I can't find anything salient. Well,
thanks, Adara. But with fairness, it did volume spike before the big pop. Like, there's a volume spike here, which would coincide with closer to 10 minutes ago. So like, there was a little volume spike when you would have said that, would have seen that, and then you started to see it maybe go a little bit more. So yeah, there's absolutely something going on with Apple. I think you watch for that 248 for a pullback, but I want to get involved in WeBull. WeBull just went red to green on the day, so obviously this is going to be a bit of a key level, this 1170. If we can hold the top, it's already done a mini pullback and held 1169. So as long as it closes this next 3 minute without breaking 1169, I'm going to jump into the long and see if we get some continuation with that WeBull trade. Should have been in it when it dipped into 1150 again. That's the mistake. Like, should have had it here, but I think a couple people in the chat might have at least got that one. But yeah, I like me some WeBull. And Tesla, that was definitely the right call to get out at this point. Still putting in a lower high, but that bid held at 41, so maybe could have eked out like an extra 50, 60 pennies on it. If we put in some more lower highs, can re-enter this trade maybe at the the 432 range instead of 33 for some continuation. It feels like Tesla's on the other end of this. And but when I say on the other end of this, I just sort of mean like it's made its high and then put in the lower high. I'm in biased short on Tesla and then just sort of scalping it like every chance that I get. Might have missed one here, might have missed one there. but more or less been playing the pullbacks when I can find a good short zone on Tesla. But I did just jump into WeBull a little bit later than before, but we're right back into it. Tesla is getting close to re-entry short. Adara again.
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Woman Boss. Empowered women change the world, and you can help make it happen. The Woman Boss trains and mentors women and girls across Africa to lead, innovate, and thrive. Since 2018, we've reached over 10,000 women and girls, and your donation today can help launch the next great entrepreneur. Scan the QR code on your screen now and join us in building a brighter future. Back to you.
Thanks, Adair. Oh, I don't even have my freaking earpiece in. Where the hell is it? Here it is. Yeah, we're just like, we're going hut, right there, because theirs goes hut 8. So we just got an out there at 25. So $1 right there. You know, stick with us, man. You guys will be aight. Intel. Let's go. Another trade there on Intel, just adding. Again, like, shout out to Nimit, man. The guy was talking. You know, when he was here, we went out, and he's like, bro, every time this and that, we talked about it. But I don't know. There it goes to the downside. We're covering some more here. We only have we have exactly half, actually, left of this. I'm going to put another bid out, 29, see if we can get that fill. We'll sit there on ARCA and see if, oh, that's right. I got to help Joe out about his ARCA key. All right, so we'll see if we get some fills there on Intel right now to the downside.
And, pretty basic.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We'll get figured out with him. And then HUT 8, just give it a little bit. We are getting more and more out of this stock. Now we only have 30% left of this, but now it is a nice trade to that high side once again. So we'll just keep on watching out for HUT 8 and see, you know, how high it wants to go here. Hopefully a little bit higher. And then Intel, we did get a lot of good covers down here on Intel, including a 26, and then a bunch of 27s and 28. So good coverage there for us on INTC, as that's, you know, the only other trade that I have on right now. Neil obviously long WeBull and short Ethereum, so we can ask him about those in a couple of seconds. And if there's anything else there, MP, I mean, all these names today have just really been ripping. I mean, there goes MP. I mean, I have to look back at it, but up another 3% there, and breaking now down below $100. I don't know exactly where MP Materials wants to go, but that's a good little level there, bouncing off of your 200 period moving average. And then USAR, another one that's been a mover here today as well, just made new all-time highs up to $44 before really getting hit back down. This was just $40 an hour ago, 2 hours ago, and now that one's coming back in. And then also LAC, Lithium America, was also another name that we had talked about, and this one's actually holding out well and looking like, okay,
that's
clear blue skies ahead right here.
Well, it's 52, but I don't think that's it's not.
No, not all-time highs. This stock was like $30, $40, $50 not too long ago. But there goes LAC right now, taking out this key level that we put in back on the, I can barely see with my eyes these days, the 2nd of October right there or so for, is that, no, October 6th, sorry, there. October 2nd was this big move, and then we had a continuation move back down to the downside. So far, so good there for LAC. We're watching out for Intel, and there goes HUT 8, trying to break through 51. It just held 51 there and bounced right back up. So yeah, so far, so good. The only offer I have right now is 51.70 on HUT 8, but I'm seeing it bounce off a little bit too much here. Let's put another offer right here at 20. We'll join this offer and see if we can get filled. Kind of got to break, there it goes. I was gonna say it got to go break through us. So there we go, we take another fill there on HUT 8, waiting to see if it has any higher highs in it. We're waiting at 51.65, basically the high of the day there.
I thought you were gonna say hikes higher.
Higher?
Like it has any more hikes to the upside?
Oh, hikes. Oh, that would have been
like
good.
HUT, hike, I don't know.
That would have been good. Oh, yeah, hike, yeah.
I'm not, my pun game is
I hope it throws like a Hail Mary.
There you go.
Hike,
yeah, you get the football references, man. You got to use them when you can. Although, I don't even want to think about football, because I just, the second I think about football, I'm just incredibly angry about how the Bills played last night, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, the Packers' only loss is the Browns, and the Browns' only win is the Packers. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Packers 3-1-1.
It's, well, your team, like, I feel like both those teams are going to be fine. It's just during a season, you'll have these, like, periods where, like, a really good team, for whatever reason, just can't figure it out on a given day or two. In my opinion, the Bills haven't I mean, I told you, the only wins they have are against teams that are combined 3-20. But they've always been that way. Well, because of the AFC. Like, no, but lately they're not you play who's in front of you, but they've had this issue since McDermott of playing down to the competition, and then it's fine because Josh Allen just wins the game for you. And it's like it's
this year, Milano's hurt their defense.
It is what it is. Like when they play at KC, like they're fine. Like they play up to the competition. But Atlanta's a good team. I just didn't like the way that things broke down. WeBull, as a Dolphins fan, that makes you smile. Okay, fair enough. But you guys aren't going anywhere. You guys are an absolute mess.
Dolphins are, yeah.
Tua calling out players for not showing up to a players-only meeting after a game he threw 3 picks. That's your quarterback, Miami fans.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that guy, I feel bad for that guy, too, because of all the concussions.
Oh, I will always be sympathetic for his injury history. 100%.
Man, these glasses are...
I don't know. You just handle some of that stuff in the locker room, bro. WeBull just went to the 80 levels. We got 70 into 80. We did not... We kind of missed that dip by, so we took the next available. I'm offering out to 12s. If you just zoom out a little bit further, just go back to Friday. That was the afternoon resistance and kind of pivot spot. I think a move into 12 would be the next place to go. Yeah, of course you triggered me in the chat with the Bills. I'm easy to be triggered when it comes to like sports.
You triggered yourself.
Because I was
doing the HUT 8 thing.
I know. Dude,
and then you're just like, oh, well, you always have to use football references, and you're like the Bills and this and that. You're bringing your own pain over here.
No, but that's how I am, man. Like I'm very much a homer to my teams. Right? Like I'm a diehard Bills and Jays fan. So
well, this morning you opened the show by saying the Jays suck.
They legit.
I know. I want them to. They have sucked the last 2 games.
They're a great team, and they've had an unbelievable year. But this team is so vastly different from how we get bats are different. The quality of pitching is just different. Like, and sometimes that happens. It's almost like there's a hangover from the Yankee win. Which
I mean, not everyone's built equal. You know, like
one team goes to the. Only one team gets to win it all. I just hope it's not the Dodgers. I'll cheer for
I think the Dodgers will win it all.
I mean, I always think the Dodgers will probably win it all.
I mean, I don't know. You spend the money, you win the trophies. I mean, the top 5 teams. I mean, right now I think it's the Yankees top payroll, Jays top payroll, Dodgers top payroll, and I think the Brewers are 140 million or something.
The Dodgers payroll is even a lie.
Yeah, I know because it doesn't include...
Ohtani's making like $2 million. When you know how much they're going to pay him down the line. So it's like the amount of talent that they really have on their team is it's unfathomable how talented they're. Like if they don't win, it's pathetic, in my opinion. We'll see. This market's not really doing much here, Sean. Like,
no, I mean Robinhood's back down to VWAP. We could take some Robinhood long. I mean, I'm still watching this HUT 8 and I just tweeted about it. We reloaded it. We got Intel short. But there's Robinhood. This is a trade. We talked about maybe making this trade. We didn't do it, but that's, that 137 there off VWAP if you're looking for a trade. Therefore, we're at multiples of our daily goal here, and we're very green today. So I just don't want to risk too much with the market just kind of doing this. And we talked about trading sim mode, trading small shares and this and that. And I appreciate Obi's honesty today about trading smaller or going into sim mode. Today for him. And it's just like for me, it's like it's fine to do. I would go in sim mode if I got shut down. So like I said, I appreciate Obi doing that. But this is almost like sim mode for me right now, just waiting to see like if anything was to crack one way or the other, then maybe we could get involved. And that would be right here, 24.85. Like if we're going to talk about shorting the market, like that's what I think I'd like to do right now. Instead of looking at individual stocks, look, man, we sniped it up. I mean, we used to have, what's his name, Arun as a sniper, and then I think he sniped himself, but right there, we're trying to be that guy. And I mean, if we could, right there, 102.50, that could be a nice little break to the downside there. And then we snipe the HUT 8 trade, which is now $1 in the money and trying to make some highs right there. We've been hitting Intel. We got a great little play there. I mean, all last week when you weren't here, Obi was telling, and I appreciate Obi for all the kind words that he was giving about the trades last week, but he was telling me like, dude, you snipe a lot of great trades. And like what I was doing in here is not sniping. So I think it's about waiting. Like there we go. We take the short, boom. We take the short here. It's trying to come down in. But with the market not doing anything, you can't force anything out of this market. So I'm looking for names that are potentially moving around and at key levels. So I mean, look at Micron doing this stuff. not doing much right there today. We could go over to the banks. I mean, that could be something where I'm going to flip long, I think, on them. And so you've got to try to figure out where does that might happen, maybe at 302, 301 and change. Maybe there's something available there. But the reason why the Intel trade is actually working is we did not go short until we found some of these highs. And it came up, filled us, and then dropped almost immediately. Those are the kind of trades that I think right now are something. I mean, the Rigettis of this world, yeah, at least you're trading Ethereum.
MVTS
maybe that has a chance of moving.
That's too. No, Ethereum, ETHA, is doing the same thing that Intel's doing. It's just a range high where it's found a top, and it just keeps getting to the same high, like 31 1/3 on ETHA. On Ethereum, it's like such a random price that I don't know that it matters. It's like 41,050 or something like that. Sorry, 4150. I keep saying 1,000. 4150. But it's just the same tops. So just reload it again, play it back into 31, see where it can go. So that and WeBull are the two names that I'm going to be in. We did trade Tesla. Oh, I did trade Tesla, but it didn't really set up again to short the lower high at 32. So the 33 short was good, but 32 not really setting up the second time through. So I don't know if I get into Tesla again with 40 minutes to go till the end of the day. TRBH31, Walmart dip buy, question mark. Ooh.
Dipping? Ooh.
Oh, that's a heck of a dip.
There goes HUT 8.
Yeah, my gut is not always, like if you're on the back end of this trade, let me see. No discernible trend there. It doesn't really, it might be on trend right now from this level where it consolidated. I heard Obi say this. I think it was Obi. Like this consolidation breakout, so it broke that trend line. And if you kind of connect it there, like it just really, it's breaking trend. So I don't know. I don't like this dip buy. As if I'm slapping some kind of a trend line on it, it's breaking right now. And so in the afternoon at this time of day, I'm not a huge fan of the dip buy at this price. Like if I would have taken a shot at it, usually it'd be, hey, if it starts bouncing here, then I'd go long above it. So yeah, you're getting a better price, but I think you're getting it kind of as it's breaking down. Maybe VWAP could be a thing, maybe 106. That'd be a better level. I still like it long term, fine. The breakout on the daily, absolutely fine as well. Like you close above 106, then this is in the midst of a very nice breakout on the daily chart. But for right now, I'm slapping the pass on it for buying this potential dip. I cancel my offer in front of 12. I'm going to cancel the bid to add the WeBull. I don't think we get a second crack at it, but it's pretty steep on this last push up and consolidating. So if it kind of breaks this consolidation down, I'll probably just hop out of the trade and just take the scalp trade we could. Ideally, I was trying to get it in the 50s and ended up not getting it to the 70s. So taking it out here if we have to in the high 80s will be just fine by me. But like I said, the market's not doing much, so you one entry, never goes against. You take the profit that you can with only about 30 minutes to go till the imbalances come in. Oh. Probably look at the early imbalances at some point. And to do that, I'm going to have it loaded up.
Chipotle long term.
What's cold? I don't even know what that is. Visa, COLD.
What is that, a natural gas thing?
No, is that what it is, like ETF?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let's just prop this up again. We talked about it, man. Traders got to trade, and we sit here, and you don't have to take this trade in HUT 8 or anything like that, but we got the news. We looked at the chart. It looked like it was breaking out, man. I mean, we averaged back into it, and there it goes. So here we go. Now we're $1.50 now in the money on HUT 8. I mean, we took $6 on AMD earlier. We got $1.50 right here. We took $1 on Intel earlier as well. Yeah, things are going good. One more time here. This is going to be my best day of the month, I think, right now. We did miss 2 days last week, but so far so good here. And I mean, the AMD trade was the huge one right there. And it was really just making the money early on AMD. We kept on getting the reloads. So nice move higher there and right back in. So that was a really good one for me on that. And then Intel, I mean, the party just continues to keep happening there as we get some more outs now as we bust back into 30s. Just a small little trade, but here goes HUT 8. Now trying to break through 52. We're offering 52 flats right now, so we're in all of this. So hopefully, once it comes through, we're able to get. There it goes. So now we're $1.80 in the money, and HUT 8 just continues to get going to the upside. So yeah, man. I hope some of you are riding this one as it's going. And again, it's the Eric Jackson. We've talked about sort of what that news was there with HUT 8. So we can have a quick little look. I'll pull that story up for you guys right here. And there it is right now. So we're already in this. And we missed the move. We actually held this against us. But again, when you're trading, and that's what we're doing. So Eric posts on X why he's long here on HUT 8 and why it could be 100X stories. You got to go find that right there. Everyone still calls it a miner. I see it as an energy AI infrastructure play. So there goes HUT 8 and Eric Jackson. So nice move there to the high side. Now, 2 of these in the money. So we'll wait. Yeah, Lay's another great call there. But yeah, we are lighting up the shorts right now on HUT 8. Congratulations to anybody that has that. Energy
infrastructure.
Yeah, I hope it's helping out your P&L like it is mine.
Interesting take. I don't know enough about HUT 8 to comment on that.
I
only know it as a miner. I didn't read his explanation.
No, Satan, that's the first time I read that.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. He's got to think of a theory, right? So it's got to go up 100x.
You know, if he has to. PMAC, can bull be like Hood? I think no, but no, because I think Robinhood hits on a lot of cylinders that, you know, quite frankly, WeBull does not, right? So can it be like a mini Robinhood? I think so, yes. That's part of the reason I own it on my personal account. Like, forget about like being long a couple times here today. I do own this one in the long term because I think it can be like a, you know, like a mini Robinhood and do a little bit better. In the last time it bounced off $11, it went to like 18. So, you know, I'm of that mind that this can make at least another run back into the 15, 16 range. But I don't think it's a Robinhood. Robinhood is very unique and is certainly a leader in the space. I said they pull way too many levers relative to WeBull. I mean, Robinhood is the whole, we're gonna get your money, and everything that you want to be able to speculate on, you're gonna be able to speculate right here in Robinhood. You want crypto, you got your crypto. You want events, you got events. You want sports, it's just that they want to do everything. That's not necessarily gonna be WeBull or all their competition, but it doesn't mean I don't think WeBull's good. I just think, and gun to head, like, which one am I buying at these levels? WeBull at the lows, Robinhood I'm not picking up at these highs. So you could make the strong argument that I'm even saying that I'd rather at this price buy a WeBull than a Robinhood, even if I think Robinhood's going to be the better company. It does matter that the stock is up a bajillion% over the last year or so, Adara.
Yeah, I just want to remind you guys, we have quite a few earnings tomorrow morning before the bell that are going to be of note. 2 more banks, Bank of America and Morgan Stanley, but we'll also get Progressive Insurance, Abbott Labs, and ASML. Here's a look at some of the implied moves for these names and the expected release times tomorrow morning. Now, if you go on X at TTV Research, you can find this post attached to a thread with the whole calendar of earnings, events, and Fed talk tomorrow. Check this out on X at TTV Research. Back to you.
All right, so we had some Fed speaking today. We saw how that sort of went through right there. Powell around lunchtime coming through and didn't have too much impact on the market here. Maybe a little bit of a move down right there. That's at, well, this is Chicago time, so around 12 o'clock Chicago time, which I guess would be 1 o'clock here. Moves to the downside a little bit there. So I don't know if that was related to maybe him leaving or whatever, but upside move there as Powell started at 12:20. So that's 11. This is right here. This is 11:10. So 12:10 right there. And then there's the move. And then I guess maybe he had stopped and then market came back in. But I feel like considering what the market's been doing here, we've done really, really well this afternoon, including about $2 or $3 worth of a trade in all of these positions there. So I know you were just in Ethereum. I want to check out IBIT quickly here to see what's going on over there. Now, so a nice move higher and then a pull back a little bit. So IBIT was kind of left for dead earlier today down there at that 110 spot. And we had sort of looked at the daily chart and said, hey, you know, treating IBIT as if it was a stock, because, you know, crypto has its moves, and I feel like it's almost like an index Bitcoin. So you can watch out and see if it breaks through some key levels here, but some good support areas in and around $62. And we didn't get that low enough for me to start buying it, but that was a good spot there. And now you have a nice upside play. So we'll have to watch out for 110, 108 again in the space. Really like it. So we'll wait. on that one. I'm still looking like XOM, and we heard some news about Russia today and their economy from President Trump, and just saying that he thinks it's in for some trouble, but I guess that would make sense. Oil is down recently, and then if there is no, I guess, relief with Ukraine there, then potentially, and I don't want to put words in President Trump's mouth, but I don't know, maybe more sanctions or whatever coming down there. But this was something that he had thought, I know that President Trump had thought he would get resolved almost minutes into his presidency, and apparently that's not happening on that front. We are going to get out on, we're going to get out on HUT 8 if it breaks through 51.50, I believe I put. No, 51 flat, right there, the 50 period moving average. So if we break below that, then we will get out of HUT 8. Maybe your second trade of the day, I already sort of anointed AMD that, but I think HUT 8 now, with the fact that it's a news play, we reloaded it, it started going to the upside. This is a great one right there. Intel's just kind of not moving, but we'll take some more outs there on the downside, and I guess you just got flat in yours. So right now we just wait. It's 3:30. Potential moves coming? I don't know.
Yeah, there's only about 15 minutes until I'd back away and start thinking about the imbalances. But Tesla's right back in here at the same range that we had it before. So in the whole keep it simple, we have the wick top at 33, which it did last time. So if I can get short at the 33 level again, switch gateways. Not that it matters. If we can get short off the 33 again and just play it back into the prior high, maybe we get another scalp trade over there on Intel. WeBull just pulled back pretty decently. So it looks like, it got a little bit higher, maybe like 2 or 3 cents higher, and then there comes the pullback on WeBull. So I think it made some sense to get out of it for sure. Interesting, MR Madness, Mara next up.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just so linear today. When I say it's linear, I just mean there's no parabolic. There's no real parabolic moves on this chart to be up 13% and going up essentially all day. That's what you love to see. That's exactly, you never really short linear stocks unless they break the trend, because it doesn't give you any reason to get in. And this is definitely on a breakout. Good call. Maybe this, I'm gonna add this one to the iPad tomorrow for some potential continuation. On days where we get any strength and bounce play in crypto, in the crypto markets, then some of these miners are going to look pretty good. Maybe you get a little bit of sympathy going for the rest of this move with HUT 8, although with current Eric Jackson, that's not even the thing, because it's not about it being a miner anymore. But you could still get some sympathy because they're a pretty decently shorted name. Still, I believe. ETH for myself, I wasn't giving it more than the high, which is about 5 cents higher. So the fourth time we get it, we'll just get out. It's still pretty, again, this, you're shorting off the top, and it's still holding the range. That's how many times are you going to do it? Eventually, it's going to come out, and you just got to move on to that next. Technician JD, you guys prefer HUT or Mara? I don't know enough about what Eric Jackson's claims are about what HUT 8 is or isn't to make that distinction. I'm not a fan of miners in general. I don't like crypto miners as an investment. I have Bitcoin, I've got ETH, I have a few other small positions in some tokens, but outside of that, you make the argument that, okay, fine, I hold Coinbase, but I don't touch the miners. I really never have, so I can't comment without knowing more about specifically HUT 8, what sets it apart, which I'll probably read up on tonight.
All right, just getting some more out on Intel as that's trying to crash in a little bit right here as well. You guys know my HUT 8 position will come out for a break of 51, which is still going to be completely fine by me. We only have 10% left. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye here on VOYG, Voyager Technologies, an individual by the name of Ray Blanco apparently flagging this one as a long idea, saying it could be the next 28-bagger quote unquote, in the space sector. Again, as you can see here, the end of this most recent 15-minute candle to get a bit of a volume spike, VOYG on watch. And back to you. Make sure to like and subscribe and join Sean and myself and Brian Shannon on the Market Recap Show. Back to you.
Yeah,
28 bagger.
That's pretty exact.
It's oddly specific.
The only thing that you would have definitely lost 28 bags on or more was space right here, Virgin Galactic, SPCE. I mean, look at this name, and this is the only experience that I have over here. I wish there was, if there's probably another space name, but this was 900. This is obviously split adjusted. By the way, bye-bye Intel right there. That's a nice trade. But that was 950 split adjusted. Now you're down here to $4 again for space. So SPCE Virgin. We'll have to wait to see. Rocket Labs, I mean, there are other good ones.
But Rocket Labs is a model that actually does something. Like, there's money to be made in sending useful things into space.
Right, not humans.
No, it's like at some point, if you could ever get the costs to some kind of ridiculously low price,
plays, man.
like it was a great play during COVID, like everything else was. But ultimately, like the actual business model never really made any sense from a recurring revenue relative to cost. For sure. But there's just nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with Rocket Labs. Like my brother is invested in that company. I wish I was myself, but
it's
we were talking about like shop plays, and he was like, "Oh, what about these guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't own them, but I think it's." And the good thing is, like, the chart usually tells you the story, right? Like you don't have to do that much guesswork. Like, look at Rocket Labs. Maybe I don't love it up here at these prices. That's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, Space Virgin Galactic, very, very different story. A-Lab, a few people mentioning that in the chat. I keep looking up at I know we didn't really restart this, so it's still all the ones from the morning.
No, I did restart it.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I didn't restart it, so I keep seeing like Navitas. But I have seen a few people mentioning in the chat, LAC, of course, and then A-Lab. LAC had a great day today. That was a great long. And A-Lab apparently is giving away A-Lab money.
Did it?
No, it got moked today.
Oh, did it?
I don't know if that's a word.
Oh, A-Lab.
Yeah. A-Lab got smoked off the open and was one of the few things that got smoked off the open that didn't make a V-shaped recovery, unfortunately. And it's not a very good looking, it's a bad chart because it just lost the 50 period and didn't find a recovery when the market found a recovery. That's bad, obviously. It's at a good level, but just because it's at a good level doesn't mean it's a dip buy. I always look for relative strength and weakness. On a day where the market does a V-shaped recovery, if you're closing at the lows, then I don't like you. Just keep it that simple. As far as Lithium Americas goes, that's a different story because LAC is 18% in the other direction, only to the upside. I got out of the long at 9.5, but it's now breaking 10. LAC, I think, is continuation tomorrow. You broke out the high, they got the resistance, and now you're breaking out the next level. So I'm thinking long on LAC again tomorrow. Hopefully through $10, it just kind of wicked the $10 high and wasn't able to push through. But U.S. wants to make an investment in this Canadian company, and it's breaking out the 52-week high. Play for some continuation of that long trend tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, let's get going on this one right now. Guys, traders, listen up. First month, free. Where?
Yes.
eSignal. Make sure you do scan that QR code and join the thousands and millions of traders that are using eSignal right now. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to an elite charting experience. Analyze, strategize, capitalize on this platform. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, and of course, back testing, minute charts, second charts as well. Global markets, all at your fingertip. One of the best parts for me about eSignal, of course, is the fact that they do have their entitlement program. And you can basically, if you're talking about Blue Ocean, you want to see some charting on how that's working out, you can go and get entitled over there. Double check before you do that. I assume they have that.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Also, man, overnight markets, Japan or Hong Kong, anything like that, man, eSignal is your place. It's the exact same charting, but of course, different programs as we go. Okay, I don't know what just happened. The market is freaking tanking right now as we get into the gates of hell right now, as there goes Intel. Your boy is on one once again there today, man. Intel, bye-bye. So we put that way on top of the leaderboard right now as that continues to go. We did get, Donald Trump right now on.
It's
China
Trump
is purposely not buying soybeans right now. So economically hostile act. Adara has the post.
Yeah, so basically The main point of this post is that Trump said that the U.S. is considering terminating business with China with regards to cooking oil and other elements of trade as retribution for the fact that he believes China is intentionally not buying their soybeans. So basically, long story short, Trump believes that China is choosing intentionally not to buy soybeans from the U.S. As a result, he believes that's causing difficulty for soybean farmers, which he views as a, quote, economically hostile act towards the U.S. So because of that, he's saying that he's considering terminating business with China, quote, having to do with cooking oil and other elements of trade as retribution. Now, I want to clarify, it's unclear what other elements of trade beyond cooking oil he's considering terminating business with China at, but he does provide an example, apparently saying that the U.S. can produce cooking oil themselves instead of purchasing it from China. The whole post is really vague, but I guess here the idea of terminating business with China, maybe freaking the market out a bit here, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, man, we're short Intel already, and now it's like 55 cents in the money and still going. So whatever, guys. I mean, yeah, we'll just have to keep on watching this as there it goes to the downside. Good trading there on INTC, and we were able to get out of HUT, of course, because when 51 broke, we told you that was our out. So what a profitable afternoon, regardless of what's happening here in the greater markets.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I gotta cancel Tesla. We're trying to get 33s. You don't know that news is going to drop. Like, if I know that news is going to drop in that moment, then I'm shorting that 32 level, no questions asked. But that's not going to be the case. So I got to cancel the offer. It's not going to get up there. But WeBull just pulled right back into the prior high. So the prior breakout high, I look over, I'm like, okay, if it's going to dip there right off that 60 level, I'll take my shot. I got 65. I'll give it to 60, so I'm only risking about 5 cents on WeBull. Still like that one to the long side. Clearly, when you spook the market like this, you're looking for a rubber band action, like for it to bounce right away. If the first thing that happens is you retest the low, no average in, I'm just jumping out if it breaks this wick bottom here at 1160. And I just heard, let's go back to Adair, maybe another update.
Yeah, somewhat, actually not about Trump though, somewhat dovish commentary coming here from Fed's Collins, specifically saying that as the tariff-related impacts wane, then inflation will hopefully come down. So she, yeah, being a little bit more dovish than we've heard from a lot of Feds as of late. So again, slightly more, I guess, moderate tone from Collins. She's also saying here that it seems, quote, prudent to cut rates further given lower inflation risks and the concerns with the job market. So yeah, I mean, apparently it'll be prudent here to cut rates further, according to Fed's Collins. If I get more updates on soybean gate, for lack of a better term, I'll let you guys know. Back to you.
Soybean gate.
Okay, yeah, we'll just wait for all of that, man. It's funny because we were just talking about this yesterday. Shout out to all my Grindr fans. GRND right here. Grindr confirms possible take private plan right there. So we had that. Joe getting excited over there. Good job, Joe. On that, that was you hitting that, right, Joe? Just so everybody knows. Okay, so Joe excited about Grindr.
It wasn't me.
Possibly going private there. So there it comes right there to the downside. And yeah, nothing wrong with that, man. Everybody is able to do their own thing. But there goes Grindr. Well, you can watch, there's Bumble and a few other names maybe, but I don't know. I guess yesterday they had that bump up, which is why Joe and I were talking about it. And then there's the move down in again, back down today, as there is some talk of private takeover. BMBL, some girl named Whitney something really took shareholders for a ride on this one, as Bumble just been getting crushed ever since they IPO'd. But yeah, some downside plays there happening for Bumble. So watch out there if you are indeed excited about the space. So Bumble making a move lower, and Bumble higher the last couple of days, potentially on some of that Grindr news, but Grindr lower here today. So yeah, interesting
grinding
space
lower.
There. Yeah, grinding lower for sure. Okay, wow. Boy, oh boy, Neil, is this a trade right now? There goes Intel. What a movement. Now another 71 cents. We thought getting $1 early was a good trade. It looks like we may be doing one late again right now, as there goes Intel falling right back into VWAP. We did it again right here, guys. So I hope you're all in this Intel trade.
Yeah, haven't been any losers this afternoon, that's for sure. And thankfully, we caught that bounce in WeBull, but the market's heading lower, so I don't think this is going to make too much sense, especially with the imbalances coming out. It did bottom out here, but almost immediately, like 65 to 61 being the low, and 70s already starting to show some resistance, and the market definitely heading to said downside. Tesla's trying to bounce, so I think we're not going to I'm not going to play a short again in Tesla. You know, the opportunity was up in that mid-30 range. Again, you don't know that news is going to hit. I'm trying to get 33s because that's where it worked before, and it hits that 32 level. Bull was the only thing that I liked to the long side. I just don't know if it's going to get the continuation we want. And the thing that sucks is it loses the green story. That's what I don't like about this, because I was actually considering picking up bull in front of 11 again. But I wanted this to close green today, and it did not accomplish that goal. So the close above this level here is not going to happen on WeBull, which kind of sucks for a swing trade idea. Dara?
Yeah, I just a reminder in case anybody just stumbled in or is wondering why the market is looking the way it is. I do want to provide a reminder here. Donald Trump shared this post on Truth Social. The main thing to remember here is that he said that the U.S. is considering terminating business with China, specifically with regards to cooking oil, because he believes that China is intentionally not purchasing soybeans from the U.S., which he does consider to be an economically hostile act, quote unquote. So in case you're wondering why the market is dropping, more trade tensions here between the U.S. and China being mentioned by Trump on Truth Social. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Dara. Yeah, no doubt right there. And you know, as Dara just mentioned here, it's not great, obviously, for this market, but it's great for the P&L that this move is actually happening. But we'll have to wait. Don't want to be selfish about it. Obviously, the long-term P&L is getting hit, but there it is. You know, again, hostile act. Right there by China, and I believe that actually, you know, threatening that kind of stuff is not great if that's exactly what's been happening. I mean, you know, President Trump can come out and say don't buy oil from this country or that country, but the minute it happens to the United States, there is a problem, and that's fine. I mean, he is the leader of that country, and I think he should defend the economic policies over there in the U.S. So good job by Trump, but the market obviously right there, the Nasdaq was green at one point today, now is hella red, and we go to the downside, and we hella capitalize on that move. We are now at our day's high P&L wise. So it started off as great shorts all morning with Intel there, with AMD here, long there on AMD, and then the short was, that's it actually for my shorts. Oh, just Intel, and then Marvell, we were trying to go short on Marvell, and then eventually we lost on that one, and there it goes right back in. Everything right now should probably be done. And then it was HUT 8, sorry, was that last one that we had most recently gotten out of there. So watch out for some HUT 8 movements as well with Eric Jackson. So if you're looking for something that might be completely unrelated to anything Trump or China related, HUT 8 could be a good long if it ever, you know, this market ever slows down. But right now it's a nice push downside. It's another dollar club right there for us on Intel. So yeah, let's see what winds up happening now. Nice downside play there, and it looks like it's going to continue down to 24.7 right now. The bump off at 25,000 was real one more time. But yeah, we're holding these shorts. Only 5 minutes until imbalances now.
Yeah, the dump is definitely everybody's catching strays here. Like QBTS just dropped like $2 off the highs. I'm sure Rigetti has as well. Nvidia's back to that 180 from this morning.
Yep.
I was about to say it did a 180, back to 180, but that's kind of too obvious. So right back into those lows. Nvidia was never good at any point today. No questions asked. Like, this is one of those that's just been nasty, nasty, nasty.
Oh,
and it might be a story where good for AMD, bad for Nvidia. And anytime you get a bad negative China headline, like the first thing that comes into my mind is, okay, well, Nvidia is the big bargaining chip. And if they're going to be bad, this is back underneath 183. I did short it once today, and this is I had a lot more of like one and one off, like scalp trades, especially to the short side because the market was in a V-shaped recovery, so you had to sniper in. Like, pick your spot, but don't look for continuation necessarily. Same thing with Tesla. Like, it was trending back up, so you take it where you can. But I come in tomorrow thinking short on Nvidia again. A, because of this news. B, because it's the weakest name out there in Mag 7 land, and underneath, it just lost support. So 180 is holding great, but unfortunately, the strongest name out there is trying to hold that 50 period now and is making a bit of a breakdown. So bias is going to be the short side. I want to hope that WeBull can hold on, but I think this is more of a tomorrow thing. I just flatted the last long as the market continued to flush, and it just didn't want to bounce. Like, that was a pretty decent pullback. There was no real bounce on that play. Like, it bounced like 8 cents off of that 60 level, and that was it. So you take what you can get and you will not be upset because the market doesn't like you right now. Early looks, nothing. There's still just that cold ETF, Visa. I guess Southwest wasn't there before. QSR for 1 million shares to the buy side. Oh, that wasn't there before. BBAI.
Ooh.
Okay, BBAI is $1 million to buy, or 900,000 to buy in the early look to be more precise. That could be something. I always try to pick something that looks the most interesting going into 350. So I have that level 2 up just in case BBAI is 900,000 now and comes out like a few million shares. That could be something, but it's, I mean, everything's falling right now. So right now, even with a buy and balance, of course, the stock is going down. And it's a very small fraction of the 164 million shares that's traded today. You want to see multiple millions, not 900,000 BBAI, come 90 seconds from now.
This lays. We do have Brian Shannon coming out. We talked a little bit about this one, the Seals Q play, up 23%. This is pulling back into the 200 period as well, which is not a bad area right here, 750, to think about doing something on lays. And remember we were saying, like, we're sitting here, our net is kind of just doing nothing, and we were waiting for something to wind up happening. We got the HUT 8 news, which was great. That, you know, rifled up again, up the leaderboard, and that was a good stock. And then all of a sudden, the market dropped out. The only thing that I'm a little bit upset about is that I didn't have a short right there. Like, we could have put that in and ran this thing down. And that's the play that you're looking for. Like, getting the news and then hitting it on news at this time of day. It's not about like waiting there and taking the fill as it comes into you. You're waiting for momentum to break. And look where we stopped at. This is called VWAP right there, 24/7. So with only 10 minutes left, I think the long could be in a little bit there. We'll have to wait to see if there's any more movement down to the downside. Remember, technical analysis is great, but you know the news will trump it every time. So you have to be careful with that play coming back in 24/7. And again, we've already seen that's the 24/7 is not the saying, it's the level right there. That we also had good bounce off opportunities from that early around 9:30 to 10:30 earlier on today. So you know, just looking at that Nasdaq level right there, 24/7 coming into play one more time on that. And of course, we watch out for our Intel play. We're almost out of that, so there's not a whole heck of a lot to worry about that. There we go. The imbalances are now out.
Intel's a sell, 1.5 million, was what I was saying. When I said I meant Intel.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so Intel's a sell. Okay.
Nothing. Key, 1.6, that's a small stock. Intel, 1.5 to the sell side. Not much here. Coal does come out as a buy. QSR, nothing. IonQ, sell of 1 million shares, that's something. BBAI does not show up on the board, so we're expecting 900,000. It shows up as absolutely nothing on there. But IonQ for 1 million shares to the sell side, I believe. That is, I mean, look, everything was tanking already, so this has nothing to do with the million sell imbalance there on IonQ. As a matter of fact, it barely moved on that million sell imbalance. But this could be worth a little bit of a look. Just remember at 355 pairing event. So even if this comes back to give a short off VWAP, at 355, I'd want to be out of it. So IonQ down 5%. This wasn't even having that good of a day when you look at it. It didn't even go green. I thought the quantum names had such a great recovery. IonQ never even got green today. I guess it was just Rigetti. And I
thought QBTS was okay.
Yeah, D-Wave was strong, Rigetti was strong. IonQ never actually got green. So this one kind of stunk.
Okay, yeah, we're just finding out of everything. This is a big one. So Intel there. Intel now goes P&L #1 for me as that continues to go down. I mean, on news, bad news about China, right? I mean, I can think of a couple names that would be affected by that, of course. And one of the biggest and the baddest of them all would be Apple. So Apple, you know, waiting on China. I mean, the the iPhone sales really super strong. And, you know, we're getting a lot of good reports out of Apple from this, out of T-Mobile, Virgin, things like that, lineup checks and whatnot, that the Apple sales are going quite well there on their most recent phone, the iPhone 17, and the lighter version, smaller, thinner, better battery, all of that kind of stuff. New iOS out as well, seems to be pretty good. My wife likes it. But yeah, so far here, Apple, that to me, near the highs right there, we might have had an opportunity to get something out there. I'm forever long on Apple, but we'll wait for dips to buy it. I just, you know, like the name there. And if there is problem in China, then it is going to be a problem for Apple. So watch out for that stock going lower. And then what about Boeing before we talk about only just tech stocks. What I do anyways. There goes Boeing right now down 0.5. So this is another China play I feel like as well. And Boeing hit pretty dramatically over the last couple days. So if you like the stock and buy it, you're getting near levels right now for Boeing, near around 200. That is probably buy zone. That 200 period moving average is 197 right there.
You want a non-tech beast?
Beast, sure. Oh yeah,
Caterpillar.
we saw that too. It was up 5%.
Caterpillar today.
Yeah,
this was just 5, because 5% for Caterpillar is usually reserved for earnings. And
was there a story that you know of? Or?
I didn't see. It was just a price target increase. Yeah, I mean sometimes it's like an upgrade does it. I don't look, man. I understand that stocks move on these like analyst upgrades and upgrades, but I don't consider, like, I know it's news, but it's not like nothing has changed in the business. Like the HUT 8. Like there's a theory behind why he thinks it's valid. Fine. But if there's something different happening with the stock, then tell me what's new with the company. Like with Walmart and this OpenAI thing. Okay, well, fine. This could be structurally different for Walmart. They didn't say how, but it could be.
Right.
With this, someone just says, I think Caterpillar is worth more than the market does, and they give a couple of reasons, but nothing new is actually happening with Caterpillar today. I'm happy. It's like, after Eli Lilly, it's like my next biggest non-tech holding. But yeah, I mean, upgrades are fine, fair enough. But yeah, nothing too crazy there. With 1 minute to go until these imbalances might pair off, I don't know if there's going to be anything particular with this IonQ. It's grown in sell imbalance and still not really moving much. It didn't get into VWAP or anything. So it's probably going to pair off in the next minute. Never really presented much of a trade. Adara?
Yeah, another reminder here, in case people are wondering why the market is lower, I do want to remind you guys one last time. What happened here is Donald Trump, president of the U.S., shared a Truth Social post in which he said that the U.S. is considering terminating business with China with regards to cooking oil and other elements of trade. So a lot of people are focusing on the soybean aspect of this. Trump did initially say that he feels that that China not purchasing soybeans is an economically hostile act towards the U.S. because they're not buying U.S. soybeans, and he says it's causing difficulties for the farmers. That being said, yes, soybeans are mentioned, but I think the biggest part of this is the fact that he said they're considering terminating business with China with regards to all elements of trade in addition to cooking oil. So that, I think, is the big thing to remember here. Just wanted to give that primer one more time. And before we send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our good friends at Trade the Pool. Did you know that instead of risking your own money, you can now trade with someone else's capital? No more fear of losing. No more moving your stop loss too soon. And you actually get enough capital to make it worth your time. So you can aim for big profits, not just a couple $100 a month. This is the revolution called limited risk trading, and it's powered by Trade the Pool. This is how it works. Join Trade the Pool, hit the profit goal, and keep 70% of the profits. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now for 10% off. Back to the guys. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and definitely join Sean, myself, and Brian Shannon on the market recap at 4. Back to you.
Yeah, join us. Hey, at 4 o'clock. We're coming up very, very soon. We are going to get a little bit out of this. We might as well just tap it all out. There it is. We are now out of Intel. I just bid 54s. Get out of that one. So, yeah, man, there it goes. It's been a good day. Yeah, I know. Nvidia down 4%. I think there is going to be some buy opportunities there on Nvidia. I said that for 180 level is a good one, and that's right where
50 period.
We're at right there. There we go. We're just crushing. There was some size there. I don't know if you guys saw that. That disappeared pretty quickly on the bid as we get into the day's low right now for NVDA. So, yeah, man, definitely a little bit of a rough ride here on that news. But we took advantage of it, man. We made a decent amount of money there on our good friend Intel. So, yeah, it was a good afternoon for sure. Intel, AMD, all that kicking out now as well. So far, so good here. Did you just get some fills pop in there or no, not really?
No.
Okay.
No. I was just sort of.
I'll make sure this.
No, I was just like, what the heck? ARM.
Oh.
There was at about 10 o'clock.
Up ARM?
All I remember at 10 o'clock, I was like, oh man, it's more than just AMD that's strong in the chip land. ARM's looking really, really good. And then I zoomed out. I was like, yeah, but that looks like a pretty good top on ARM up around the 180 level. Yikes. Down 2%. So these guys, there was a small piece of news on ARM positively, but when you meet that with selling, and these guys are in anything, if you need power efficient chips, which you do for phones and tablets, and that's these guys. And unfortunately, when you threaten trade with China, that's going to be bad for them. So this is yet another example of a stock breaking down. But yeah, I think you got to look elsewhere, like whether it's like some of the fintech names. Maybe tomorrow we can see if they can find some strength there, like the HUT 8s. Maybe crypto can do a little bit better because it wasn't all that bad. But everything else, yikes. Yikes is all I got to say. You just don't, when you get a good V-shaped recovery day, you don't want to, it doesn't matter. You don't have to end on the highs. Like we can pull back. We've done a million times this happens where you get a pullback, but that's not the kind of pullback where you want to have happen. So unfortunately, that's just where we're at, and we're always going to be headline driven. We don't have economic data to worry about anymore. We got Fed speak that didn't seem to scare us whatsoever. But this is a type of market where you've got to be particular about where you're trying to be long. As we said, like Caterpillar had a good day. Walmart was absolutely fine. One had news, one didn't. Overall, the Qs did have a solid day. A name that we didn't even talk about outside of like for a couple of seconds this morning, Palantir was able to hold green for now. Looks like it'll close green. And another stock that if you're just looking for where you're trying to buy dips, you can do a heck of a lot worse than the time where it bounced the last time and the 50-period moving average. You saw Nvidia desperately try to hold on to it right now. You saw Palantir holding on to it another time here. So like just 50 period, 50 period, 50 period simple on the daily. Whether it's that or the 200, I love them both. But I can tell you, you get a little bit of trepidation when the market's this finicky over that headline. We knew there was some issues with with tensions back and forth. It's like we get, oh, things are good with China, and we bounce. Now you get this soybean spat, and we have a little bit of a tank event. Like it's almost like we're just overreacting to every single China headline when fundamentally how much has really changed. So we'll see. About 30 seconds to go in here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We don't really catch every single name, but I know we forgot. Now that we forgot, and we didn't talk as much about LAC. That ends up closing on the highs as well. So you got to find those kernels of strength on a day like today because it's not going to be roses when we have this kind of geopolitical talk coming through. And you know, whether it's China or whatever other tariff issues. Let's drop the bell, everybody, because this market closes in 3, 2, and 1, and is now actually closed. So the V-shaped recovery that was not for the market, unfortunately. We were there, and then all of a sudden, what are you going to do? The president has the power to move the market whenever he wants, and this is exactly what's going to happen. And Matt M, fundamentally, there are 100% tariffs going to affect the market in T-minus weeks, which is bad. I agree, but we've seen this party before, and we've seen extensions, all that kind of stuff. Until the actual moment where they go into effect is what I was getting at. Yeah, obviously it's not a good thing. It is going to have a gigantic effect if it does happen. But this could just be tit-for-tat negotiations like it always is. And that's the fun thing about the market is this kind of creates volatility for you to be able to take advantage of, and that's what we love about it. But you don't have to go anywhere. It's Brian Shannon Day. I had no idea about that Lays call from last week, so we're always going to be interested to hear what he has to say as well with Adara, Sean, your market recap show with special guest Brian Shannon starting now.
All right, welcome. Thanks, Neil, for all that. Welcome back. Hey, Adair, how are you doing today?
I'm alive, and we're here and awake. How are you doing today?
It's always good to be alive here and awake.
Isn't that great?
3 good combos.
Trifecta. Yeah.
Right there. Okay. Thank you again, everybody, for watching. Wow, these bright lights are not great for my eyes.
Oh my gosh, my contact has literally fuzzed over so much with these lights that I accidentally read in India as Nvidia last week. And so, yeah, so I understand your pain.
It's missing the N and the.
Well, there's a lot of, these are missing, lots of things we're missing.
Yeah, that's right. I was putting in like multiple zeros.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. We can see perfectly fine. Not. But thank you so much for coming back again here today. What a wild day it was in the market, of course, as the Nasdaq winds up getting crushed right there in the last hour on soybean talk and corn oil, cooking oil, all this kind of stuff. As President Donald Trump, and you can see here if I call up the Nasdaq if this winds up working, and there it goes right now. Nice little pullback here at the end of the day. We were cruising to Greensville there for a minute until that note just came through, and look what happened today. A beautiful battle back off of yesterday and Friday, Thursday, Friday, not great last week. We came in there yesterday, a little bit of topsy-turvy movements as well, and then there it goes to the downside right there. Actually, only winding up down 0.63. It was down a little bit lower there just before the close, and you can really see when the volume started picking up there. So a little bit of a rough move there for the Nasdaq. And the SPY, I didn't actually look at that. I'm pretty sure that would have turned red on that move as well, but maybe not. Yeah, just now getting back to green as well. So what was a very rough day to start with turns out to be actually A-OK. Of course, this closing show, our market recap show, is brought to you by Beta Pro and Global X. So go find that out there. Their 3X levered product. Thank you to Global X and Beta Pro for sponsoring here again today. But yeah, what a wild day, man. The SPY right now bouncing off the 50-period moving average, trying to get back to all-time highs. We're not even that far away. The IWM, and again, we're pretty sure that we're going to get the back-to-back rate cuts coming in here October and then again in December. So we'll have to wait to see if that winds up happening. Today, the IWM, a nice move. This is the real winner today. The Russell 2000 up 1.45%. Yeah, I do wonder as well, Gayu right here. Thank you to everybody that's in the chat right now. What will Trump tweet tomorrow? I do not know, but this is FXI. This is the China ETF there today that did have a move upside, which was good, man. And then again, Donald Trump came out. He thought that China was being a little aggressive there, said everything's going to be okay, then came out today, doesn't like this. Was it soybeans or just cooking oil?
Don't be rude.
So his issue is that China, he believes China is intentionally, I just noticed there's actually a grammatical error in his post. He says, I believe that China purposely, I'm guessing he means China is purposely not buying their soybeans. So because of that, he wants to stop doing business with them with cooking oil. But I think, Sean, like all soybean related jokes aside, the reason the market dropped on that, because right after the cooking oil thing, he said, and all other elements of trade. Okay. So cooking oil is just part of the elements of trade Trump wants to drop. And I actually said this on the midday last week when I had the pleasure of being on the midday with you guys trading. I said, with the Trump post, go to like the middle to the end. Go to like the first or second sentence from the bottom, because then you'll get the point of the post. I don't know if you saw his very long 500-word post.
And then eventually gets there.
Right, and I think it was worth it to read the whole post, to get like, kind of context and sentiment after. But I think when you're first trying to figure out what's happening, just go to the end, and he'll kind of tell you what he's trying to go for and what his what his edict is, what he's planning on, and then you can go back up to figure out how he got there. That's, I find, the most helpful way for news.
Yeah, I mean,
so
good little update there. I mean, that's why we always go to Adair. As soon as we start hearing something about Trump, it's all over it. Read the news, and that's the problem with some of these plays, is that they are very algorithmic. Like, these black boxes just kind of go through the news, and then they hit it, and it gets to the downside. The only play that we had on while that was happening, it's going to look a little bit. Well, actually, I don't have my trade on here, but it was that drop down right there on Intel that we wound up having. And actually, if I put on the trades for today, I was always thinking short. And I'm probably going to be thinking short tomorrow unless we get something else. But there it was almost immediately on this drip down. Good little shorts there for Intel. We got news right at the end of the day. A new Eric Jackson play will be HUT 8 apparently coming through again here. As we can search for that HUT 8 news, I'll just get it on Benzinga for us real quickly here. And again, it was that he's talking about it being a potential infrastructure play for HUT 8, AI infrastructure. So here's the talk right here. I'll bring it up. It's Eric Jackson, obviously a famed, made a nice call in Carvana, made a nice call obviously there in OpenDoor, had Better Homes as well. But here it is, EMJ Capital, whatever, Eric Jackson. Why I'm long HUT 8s, we got to go figure that out. But it could be 100 times, could be 100-time story right there. It's one of the most misunderstood stocks in the market. Everyone still calls it a miner. No, it's not. Apparently, it is an energy AI infrastructure platform play. So we'll wait to see if that winds up coming through there for HUT 8, and the stock definitely reacts in a positive manner there, boosting up. I mean, it's only up 1.472% or so today, but there's the move right there. There's the pullback. We had it and we got it good. Shout out to everybody that was with me on that one. And again, don't want to talk too humbly about it, but we had a good trade right there as well. Yeah, no gloat zone. Yeah, well. Okay, we'll move off of that for now. Welcome back today. 1950 right there. Nice move back up to the upside, 2250. There's another pure play miner right here in Mara, up 10%. So there goes that play. Oh, I got zoomed out apparently on that one. Hopefully we will be joined today by Brian Shannon momentarily. HUT 8 was one of the weakest miners today. So go figure that one. Mara up 10%. Riot Blockchain is another name. Nice upside play. So again, up 2.5%, so not as much as Mara. So I'm just wondering if these are AI infrastructure plays and things like that, you know, a pure play like a GE Vernova, something like that could also see some upside momentum over there. The day really started with some critical mineral plays. CRML today to the upside, trading sharply as a group amid renewed tensions between the US and China. So that's back now. Right there at the end of the day. So rare minerals could be coming back, and China's Commerce Ministry confirmed holding working level trade talks with the US on all of this. So USAR, another play today. We did have some pullbacks. CRML kind of held up there, but USAR downside. The big winner out of all of this looks like it might be one that's located here in Canada. Lithium America continues to go higher and actually takes out that $10 level. I think this is a continuation play. Oh man, those lights. I think this is a continuation play for tomorrow. On LAC, ending the day at the highs. We'll wait to see if that one comes back in. And then what was it? TMC, the metals company, also with a nice play today as well, upside. So we'll have to watch out for that one. Only up now, 0.19 as it gave it all back almost as well. And then we had bank earnings season was and is upon us right now, continuous with tomorrow, right? We got a couple more names out there tomorrow. So the thing is that they come in the morning time, right? So nothing to cover.
Graphic for them.
We're already graphic prepared. So right now we had JP Morgan today. Looks like they were really hit early on. Not a great play there for JP Morgan. Posted earnings of 507 and sales of 47 billion, beating both on the top and bottom line, but the market did not like it early as it fell back into 294 right there. We'll hold out hope that it can get back going. JP Morgan bouncing off of its 50-period moving average. Goldman Sachs came out as well today with a report, and they had a dip and a dive as well. Goldman Sachs posted stronger than expected earnings and sales, although their equity trading revenue missed estimates. So I think that that's, again, a negative point there on Goldman Sachs. We all love the equity trading part of it. So that should have been a little bit better. This is my next major bank play, would be Goldman Sachs. Another one reported today, Citigroup. Wow, talk about a positivity right there. Citigroup today did have a nice day, man. Up 4% today as Citigroup today posted better than expected sales and earnings adjusted per shares, exceeding their estimates and a dividend raise. And then we'll just wind up right now with Wells Fargo similarly beat their expectations again. Wow, everyone beating today in the bank space, right? Wells Fargo, Adara, why did I not see this or trade this? I know you were mentioning it all day, of course, but Wells Fargo up 7%. Adara, I know you're busy, but I think that's one of the biggest moves for Wells Fargo, potentially of all time.
I would need more time to go and look at that, but I don't trust AIs for this type of thing, just because I like to do my own fact checking. But yeah, I mean, Sean, if I have some time tomorrow, I can do a quick little flut through. I will say Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, for myself personally, my best stocks of the day, and honestly wish I'd only traded banks. But yeah, I mean, I think like the nice thing too about these banks is there's really something for everyone. If you like a more spready ticker, you can trade JPM or Goldman Sachs. If you like, as you mentioned, more of a Wells Fargo, you nice little speedy guy. Citigroup and Wells Fargo provide those opportunities. Even tomorrow, you have one spreadier one and one more normal one, like Morgan Stanley versus BAC. So I love that about the banks. Then we get our good friend Schwab later this week, and Schwab is more of a BAC than a Morgan Stanley, if you catch my drift. And by that, I just mean it is less daunting to trade from a spread perspective. You guys can look at all of these EPS and revenue estimates, though, on X at TTV Research. They're going to be reposted again tomorrow morning, right before all the banks report earnings. I already have the post scheduled. Now, thank you very much to Adam James HBN for the $5 super chat, asking you and I to look at RDZN news catalyst presenting in the USA, looking really solid, up over 20% today. Thank you. You are welcome, RDZN. Let me see here how this looks. This looks really choppy. That's kind of my first take. Like, there's a lot of, chip chop on the 3-minute chart. Let's see how it's shaping up here on the daily, though, to kind of see if this is maybe more of a longer-term play. I will say on the daily, Sean, I kind of like how this is setting up. We're trying to break, I think, above that 130 level. We did break above it today, but we struggled with that 140. I just don't know if I see this as a huge intraday trade because of how little volume this is getting. It's super choppy here around that $1.28 level. As you can see, we kind of have, and these candles usually to me are indicative of either like very barcode action or there just isn't a lot of volume. But thank you very much there for the super chat. Adam James HPN, I have to say, like, the daily looks nice. I just don't know how I feel about this one from an intraday perspective.
Yeah, Roadzen is an insurance company with its mission to transform auto insurance powered by AI. I can actually kind of get behind this right here. Here's the story on Roadzen right now. A short float of only 1.4% right there, but a float of 31 million, so that's not great. No EPS or anything to talk about right now, as tangible book is still minus 41 cents, or 0.41. It's not a cents thing. So we'll have to wait to see what happens there. If they can put together a profitable quarter, it might be too late. But yeah, I like that play. The same kind of reason why I like Oscar Health as well. You know, a new play using AI to sort of disrupt one of the sectors, right? These guys are doing it with auto insurance, health insurance is OSCR. And Oscar actually today got a initiation for, back down to 21, okay. Got initiation coverage from Goldman today, or was it Morgan Stanley, one of the banks, with a price target, first one neutral at $17. So they just kind of took off and now battling back again. A name that shouldn't be affected too much by China right there as well. Okay, so that's the major banks there. Today we did have a crypto plummet. I don't want to use the word plummet yet, I just did, that makes no sense. But Bitcoin was down today and it has had one of these kind of moves again, right? Like we were all kind of saying, lamenting the fact that we didn't buy the dip. Well, you get another opportunity basically right now to do that again here on IBIT as the move goes from 72 back into 60s there. As again, they're just trading lower here altogether. Ethereum was also a little lower today with ETHA making the move back in. Ethereum down, what, 3% to 4%, with Bitcoin down 3%. I don't really know. It's just nearing lows from Friday's sell-off there. The volatility in crypto continues there, largely attributed to trade tensions again between China and the US. So I would say pick up anything on weakness there. We see Coinbase. I don't, you know, it's like two birds in one hand and whatever, a stone in the other, whatever that saying is there. If you're going to hold crypto, it's going to be a wild ride. And if you're going to hold Coinbase, you're going to have to sort of figure that out as well, as they both continue to be pretty aggressive plays there. This one pulling back into the 50-period moving average. Maybe we can ask our guest, Brian, about Coinbase, if he does like that at some point. We did have a good report the other day from Broadcom, of course, Adara, as Broadcom there in Oracle Cloud today will deploy 50,000 AMD AI GPUs in its cloud infrastructure starting in H2, second half of 2026. So Broadcom gets a nice move up on that play there. Did you trade Broadcom today? It seems like a Dara name. It is.
So I was slightly, I was like very light green today. I was a light mint, and that's only because of the banks, as I said. This is a little bit of a deeper green than my P&L was today, truthfully. Okay. But yeah, Broadcom and Tesla, my worst two names today. I'm going to be honest. I did try some Broadcom. Wasn't really quite my style. But I mean, yeah, like I said, those banks, I ended up banking on the banks, both JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. I wish I'd only traded those, but alas, I did not. But yeah, I mean, Broadcom, and I was saying this to Obi as well yesterday. Broadcom today a little bit too super choppy. It would make you think it was going to do something directional, and then it would, you know, chop, run on its treadmill in its range. So kind of disappointing. Maybe I won't look at it tomorrow unless something super obvious sets up. But you're right, it isn't a Dara type of play, Sean. So thank you for representing it. It does have a bit of spread.
The story that I liked from that side of it was AMD. We've been continuing to trade AMD pretty much every single day because now that it's broken above 200, got to all-time highs again, and now is just trying to dance. We make that play early, of course. There's that 50,000 AMD GPUs, right? And so I thought that was a good area. We put it on our sticky note today. We got that one. That was a monster trade. It was one of my best ones of the day. $6 there from 216, 217 up to 223. There's my out right there, just a little bit into that day's high. And then there's the drop down again on negative news. So that's Advanced Micro Devices. Salesforce was funny because Salesforce really needs to get out of its own way at some point here. That is for sure. And then now today, boom, right back down. Damn, Salesforce, man, a stock that I own can't get out of its own way. Again, like I said, very choppy in this area. But Salesforce did have a decent story with a partnership with Stripe and OpenAI today to announce to launch instant checkout integration. So that would make a little bit of sense. I don't know what OpenAI has anything to do with this, but I do understand Stripe there and Salesforce. So Stripe is another IPO that we wait for coming through. So hopefully that will hit very, very soon, the Salesforce or the Stripe IPO. But you know what was an interesting name was StubHub. StubHub yesterday, okay, it was up to 20 bucks, pulling back there today. Didn't see the move there, but StubHub tried to get going, making that bottom in and around 17. And again, you know, we always talk about IPOs. We saw Robinhood, we saw some of these other names, but StubHub might have made it close to a bottom here in and around 17, now back up to $20 again for StubHub. So we'll watch out. I think this is a good breakout candidate here. Sometimes you get that looping down in, you make the bottom, then you take this area out and go higher. So we're gonna have to watch for $20, $50 to $21 there on StubHub. It wasn't Gemini. Hey, Brian, what's going on, my guy? Right there. Let me know when he's ready, Fabian. Brian Shannon. Is he ready? Not yet. Okay, soon as we get ready to go. There was another recent IPO. It wasn't Figma, Gemini.
There was a laundry one last week that OB made a lot of really solid like money laundering puns about.
Right.
They did really well. He's just nodding. But yeah, Circle, okay, CoreWeave. How far back are you thinking, Sean? Klarna?
Don't worry about it. Oh, we could check out Klarna.
Voyager?
Klarna, Voyager. That's the exact one I want to talk about because there was some space stories today.
Ray Blanco too, that's some dude who I couldn't find much info on. Apparently he liked it as a long and it did get a very minimal volume pump on that.
Okay, I think I need to do some more work on Voyager because this name again, and I was looking at it, so that's why thanks Fabian, the fact that it did slip my mind. Look at this base right there for Voyager, $30. You know, I want to figure out what they're doing, but another AI play here, Voyager, waiting to figure out, again, a recent IPO that came out at $60 or maybe even 70, finishes that day down quite nicely, down, like it just got absolutely crushed to the downside. Voyager, look at this, man. This might be looking pretty good there, taking out 30. Nothing like a nice glass of vodka at 4:20 in the afternoon. All right, enough is enough. Let's bring him on. It's Brian Shannon. Okay, Brian, how are you doing today, my friend?
I am alive and awake, Sean, just like you and Adara.
Good. Yeah, we're staying awake here. These bright lights definitely keep us awake. That is for sure. Brian, we got a little bit of a note there at the end of the day about, hey, potentially Trump is not too happy with China all of a sudden again. For me, I think it's great for day trades. It's definitely a good opportunity to get that volatility back and forth. But what are you thinking about for swing trades right now? Like the fact that we had Amazon down today at 212, then it went right back to 222 again, and then back down again on this news. I feel like this is a very, very choppy time to be putting on some sort of swing trade ideas. Agree or disagree here?
I do agree. You know, for the SPY, the Qs, the semis were below declining 5-day moving average, and that's an environment where it's not as good for putting on swing trades. So here's that SPY, by the way. Now, we have the 50-day moving average, which we're seeming to want to hold. But if we break below that, then we could be in bigger trouble. I mentioned Alpha Trend subscribers yesterday that I wasn't thrilled about swing trade candidates, and all the best opportunities that I was finding were in these little names that are just, you know, theme-based momentum, right, which is great, as you said, for day trading and for holding small pieces overnight. But that's where the action really seems to be, and for skilled day traders like yourself.
I mean, this critical minerals stock here, CRML, we had USAR, MP Metals, but this CRML, man, I mean, another 30% there today. And I mean, it just gets
criminal.
It just gets even better as Trump keeps talking about potential issues with China. Like, this is a perfect example of what we just talked about, theme-based trading. And I mean, this was $6 back on September 30th, now all the way back up to $30 and change. I was saying, tell me about what you think about this idea, or whatever you want, but LAC here, today, just at the close, Brian. To me, this is very bullish. We just took out the top there. It's in the right space. It continues to go higher. This name could definitely work out. We got maybe some weak hands potentially out from $9.50 down to $8, and then the strength came right back in the name. I always like it when stocks make like new local highs right near the end of the day. You got any thoughts about LAC potentially moving into tomorrow and into the end of the week?
Sure. You look at this weekly chart, Sean, and it really doesn't look like there's any type of natural supply that would be released till about 13. So that weekly chart says really nice things, and we consolidated above this prior level. And I agree with you 100%. 13 is where it looks like it's headed. And the worst case risk, I think, would be below today's low. Ideally, what we would get in here tomorrow is a pullback to today's VWAP, bounce off that, and then you could set your stop maybe even as tight as, just under $9 per share. Let me talk about another theme real quick, just to piggyback on what you were saying about StubHub, Sean. This is something I've noticed with some of these recent IPOs, that we had a great trade from here right up to the anchor, and then it got hit pretty hard off that. And I was looking to short this, but I didn't do it. I didn't have the confidence, although here's why I was looking at it, because there were two other recent IPOs that had this same exact type of pattern. One was BLSH, and you can see that this one ran straight into the anchor from the IPO and then got hit. And then the one that Adara was mentioning was Klarna, and that one had the same thing, ran right up perfect to the VWAP from the IPO, and then just got hit really hard from there. So I think that for StubHub, it's probably going to come down and test into this 17.5 area, rebuild, and then maybe you're ready to see it get going, Sean.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us today, Ryan. I know you're not huge at looking at these earnings days, but I do want to talk a little bit more about a sector here, banks. We know they have had earnings today, or they have earnings coming up. Are there any maybe on like a wider time frame that you like here, or what's your thought on the financial space, maybe more in general?
I like the way they handled the earnings today, Adara. So coming into today, on the daily chart, we had broken some important support below the 20 and the 50-day moving average right here. And as I mentioned last night to subscribers, that if the banks are well received and we get back up above this level, that's going to create a bear trap. Now, it doesn't mean, though, that it's just going to, move straight higher from here. The short-term issue is we have these little lower highs and lower lows. So what I'd like to see for the banks is settle down in this area 53-ish, kind of build a couple higher lows, and then be able to push higher. So there's time, I think, to get involved in these before they take off, and now's the time to be looking at JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, and all the other ones.
All right, guys, let's go over a quick little stock blitz right now, okay? Because I got some things to talk to Brian about real quick. All right, yesterday, well, not yesterday, last time you were on here last week, Brian, you gave some bangers. I tweeted at you today a little bit, and you had to remind me of Seals Q, so we're going to get to that in just a couple seconds. Let's talk about SoundHound first. You've been really banging the table on this, for as far as I can remember anyways, and it's been a nice move higher here for SoundHound. And, I mean, I was talking about Big Bear AI. You kept going back to this name as well. And it looks like right here, we are finally starting to get going. I mean, we've been going for a while. It's been a great call, but you were last week right here, and that was $16, $17, or maybe 18, and now we're going through $21 right now. I always look at names like this and wonder about some of these topping candles that wind up happening. And, we might have made one there today, but you expand on the monthly, the weekly on SoundHound, it does look like there's potentially more room to go, but that little dollar drop there right at the end of the day, obviously related to a little bit of China, but congrats on SoundHound. Do we have more room to run on this one?
I do think I think you can make it up towards that 24, 25 level that was the previous high in late 24. Let's take a look at that, actually, since I see my charts are up there now. But, up into this zone, as we discussed last week, everyone is focused on this stuff, but don't forget risk management in here. We are getting stretched, but the momentum, if it can continue, runs right up into that zone. Today, we held above the daily volume weighted average price, even with that sell-off, and had some room to spare. So even if we were to pull back down into here tomorrow morning and then reclaim the daily VWAP, I think that's probably another entry for at least what would start out as a day trade, and then see if it can continue, provide some nice momentum.
Okay. That's SoundHound. All right. Great to have you on a Tuesday. Seems like Tuesdays are great days for this stock, that is for sure. Seals Q here, known as LAES. You are all about this, man. You left us with this last week. We have over 3,500 viewers watching right now, and I wonder why you're giving us these plays. This was the day you were on. Right into here. And we had a nice move. This is October the 7th. So if I just do the math, I believe that makes sense, as today is the 14th. So there's the move down there. And you had mentioned that we'd come right into a little bit of a level, and you liked what you were seeing there to the upside. So maybe we can review what caught your attention, and then there's the move up, a nice 23% move. If we could show the chart there. Oh, you've already been doing that. Okay, so that's a great move there, Fabian. Thank you for that. And Brian, congratulations on this one. Are you still in? Did you take some off? This is a Brian Shannon special. It's LAES.
I didn't say I was long that day. I was looking to get long. Okay. So just to refresh your memory, here's the anchor from the beginning of the year, and that's what we spoke about, is this blue anchor, and that it got above and was holding above that. Now, we spoke about it, and the next day it did nothing, and then it gapped up. And when it gapped up, it pulled back and gave a great entry that day. I got out Friday morning because I took the afternoon off, and I figured good enough, I'm going to leave it alone. But got back involved in it today just for day trades. It still looks, it's been a great stock for me, but I don't have the conviction to hold these names. It looks like it's going to head once again towards that $10 share where we had big prior support after the IPO, and then that's where that last spike ran into as well. So looks like it's heading towards 10. It's going to be maintained on my active trade, ideas list, and keep hoping it can provide nice gains.
I mean, the thing about all of this is, Brian, of course, hey, Adair, what's going on? We had a lot of movement in some of these random names, like at Seals Q, and, not that SoundHound is random, but some of these rare earth metal names that we never heard of before. But I've heard of gold, and I mean, I'm sure that we've all traded gold at some point in our life a little bit. But wow, GLD up another 1%. I know we talked about this last week. We talked about how copper continues to go a little bit higher as well. And it's kind of the same thing I'm trying to ask everybody, and that is like, what do we look? We just got a bad print there, which is why it's showing 379. But we're still up to 381.40 right now. And I mean, it's just, there's almost nothing. This is a daily here, Brian, and we just keep on making the move to the high side. Traders may be waiting for a pullback to the 50-period moving average. If you aren't in gold right now, is it overextended? Any opinions here on any of the metals, but more specifically this GLD trade?
I mean, I would have told you the same thing last week. I would have said, it's overextended. And here we are higher, and it's still overextended. And that's the thing. Just because it's extended doesn't mean it can't keep going higher. What it does mean, though, is it's not a reason to short it. That's the worst thing people can do, is look at a market and say, that's too far extended. It's up too much. I'm going to short it. It has to come back down to the 20 or the 50 or whatever. That is, fighting the trend, and you just don't want to do that. So we continue to see higher highs and higher lows. There's no reason to fight that. I would, ideally, maybe it pulls back down towards that 20-day moving average. That hasn't even been tested since the August breakout. So, maybe 365-ish, if it can pull back in there in the next week or so, then it could provide a better entry. But up here, it seems a little risky to me.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's great analysis. If we can get some opportunities down there near 360, we will take that. I just want to remind everybody that who we have on right now is Maximum Trading Gains with an anchored VWAP. I pry this from Obi's hands, who's another one of our hosts right there. So he gave it to us last week, and here it is right now. So thanks to Brian Shannon for continuously joining us every Tuesday at this time. So again, they could go find you at Alpha Trends on X and as well on StockTwits. But no pressure or anything. I mean, we talked about that Lays and SoundHound and all that kind of stuff from last week. Oh, what is this right there? What do we have up there? What estimates? USAR now. Okay, do we want to take a question from the audience right now, Brian? We have a question about what is your opinion on USAR? AR. So again, another minerals, metals play that's really been going to the upside there. I believe the United States, is this correct, Adara? 5% stake or so last week in USAR? Talk about
USAR.
that?
I believe the CEO kind of stirred up rumors, but I think that was mostly the CEO trying to get people to think there was an investment. To my knowledge, there isn't an investment, but it's not like CRML where we know they're not going to make an investment because they said they haven't. I'll look more into the USAR situation, but I think you're thinking of TMQ with the most recent stake there.
We did talk about, I think, a little TMQ and TMC last week, Brian, but what do you think about USAR here?
USAR got a little stretched, from 15 to 45 in the last 2 weeks. So right now we have this high, we have a lower high, a lower high. We do still have a rising 5-day moving average. So I'd like to see it come down like this and maybe pull back to the month-to-date anchor near 33 before I'd consider it really a bounce candidate. So maybe a couple days of continued downside and inside day, and then you would be able to get that bounce. But today's big range kind of tells me, be really careful with it up here now.
All right, Brian, we got you on that one. Is there another name as we go again? Over 3,000 watching. Anything you want to talk about? I mean, you have a great subscriber base as well. I want to make sure everybody goes on to X, subscribes to your feed as well for ideas and commentary continuously. But what about for Trader TV Live family here? Anything you're looking at in the next coming days?
How about Archer Avionics, ACHR?
Yeah.
Now this one, first you've got to recognize the personality of the stock. When we look at this weekly chart, we had this one run up, we had this run up, and we had this run up. The prior two run ups, it got smashed hard. So that's the type of stock we're dealing with. But these are the stocks that are going in this market. And if it can break this, then we're probably going to do one of these parabolic runs in this stock. I got shaken out of it today, but that's okay. It's still setting up. If you can see that, those last couple drives that I was talking about, they were hit immediately. This time it ran up, and now it's consolidating, yes, with a big range. But for tomorrow, what I'm looking at is if it can pull back down towards this level here. This is today's volume-weighted average price. If it does this, this is what I call a 2-1. It pulls back to the prior day's VWAP, and then if it gets above the daily VWAP, that's when the buyers are regain control. That would be a purchase right there for this stock. And I would think a stop would go somewhere right about 12.20-ish or so. So maybe risking about 80 cents. But if this thing gets going, the upside could be, 3-5 times that.
You're speaking our love language around here with that one, Archer Aviation, because that is an 18% short float as well. So, if traders are caught short on that name, obviously that could pop through on any kind of an upgrade or, as you said, seasonality here with Archer. Okay, that's great. Thank you again so much, Brian, for joining us. We are short on time, but thank you for all your ideas. Thank you for those plays last week. And, thanks for commenting on some of the X posts as well. And I want to remind everybody, Brian never asks for me to do this, but Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP by Brian. Go pick it up on Amazon, right?
Yep.
Okay, there it is. Thank you so much, Brian. And maybe next week we'll take a couple more questions from the audience. I think that went over really well and well received. So, all right, thank you so much. Are you doing anything else, any live streams maybe at the end of this week if people become members or anything on your stream?
I'll be on IBD Live Friday morning if any of your people are interested in that. They've got a great morning show.
Okay.
Not to compete with yours, but there's a couple of good options out there. But that's okay. The next thing I'll be doing.
Good, yeah, never heard of it. Okay, thank you so much, Brian, for coming through again. And definitely enjoy your evening, and we'll chat soon.
You too. Thanks.
That's it,
Bye,
Brian.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we love the Anchored VWAP. I mean, it's definitely.
Oh, I use it all the time for my trading.
It's being used many more times here
so much
than in the past. I mean, we talked about it. I don't talk about it as much. I just like to use the daily charts, which, VWAP for me is good enough, but you can anchor to the beginning of the day instead of letting it roll. You can.
Or like highs of day, low of day, volume events. I have a whole bunch of hyper-specific strategies.
I think the volume events is really cool. Yeah, again, I mean, it's all into here, every chapter listed there. So if you are interested in Anchored VWAP, thank you, Brian, for sure. Okay, I'm going to ask you something that's more related to your job.
Oh.
And that's like news-based.
I'm excited.
So this is, and there's all different kinds of stories.
Okay.
Right? There's like
I'm
breaking
excited.
news or something like that. But this is like What is your favorite thing to report on? And what I mean by that is it a Truth Social post? Do you love listening to him while Donald Trump is doing his press conferences? Do you like to report maybe breaking news stories with stocks in the middle of the day? So this is sort of, what is your most favorite breaking news thing to bring to our audience?
Probably Truth Social posts or the Trump cabinet meetings, but in general, like, if you guys don't know, like, there's congressional testimony all the time. I watch it pretty much whenever I can. Sometimes it's market related, but I'm entertained by it, and I kind of watch it in my spare time too. So I don't know, I like the political stuff. I do enjoy reporting on. I find that to be quite fun. But my favorite day ever was the Tusk breakup.
Which one was
Elon Musk and Donald Trump's breakup on June 5th. That was the craziest thing. That was wild. Like, I literally could not look away because there would be a story. Someone would have someone in files, and then someone would be, cutting off someone's contracts. Yeah, that was my favorite day. But in general, I find the Truth Social posts, because as you said, you kind of have to learn how to read them, and I've really enjoyed myself with that.
Yeah, I always hear, and you guys don't hear this enough, but we're sitting not too far away from Adair, and I can. Whenever I hear her chuckle a little bit, I know she's listening to some kind of a press conference. So I knew it was going to be definitely.
What's your favorite type of news, breaking news, intraday to trade on? Then to kind of ask you a version of what
I think it's like, so right now it's just China related stuff.
Yeah.
Because most of the stocks that I'm looking at will react almost immediately to those stories. So for me, like, the minute I hear, okay, come over to me, breaking news, something about China, then I can immediately know that there could be some follow through. So that, to me, I like the follow-through news stories. Because sometimes on stocks, like we had HUT A today, was great.
Yeah.
I wound up making some good money on it, but I'm not as confident. Like because when it's stock-related, sometimes the move happens too fast. And by the time we actually hear the story, we're late to that.
Yeah, right. I think sometimes that happens. Like and sometimes they're good reversion plays, like pizza, Papa John's. It popped. Yeah, Papa John's popped yesterday. There was like a buyout rumor, and then it kind of gave it back, and that ended up being a great reversion of that pop. So yeah, I don't know. I think all of the intraday breaking news is fun, but my favorite is going to be the Trumps.
I feel like Adair and I could sit here and talk all day, but that doesn't mean that Ramin or Fabian would be very happy with that.
They would not.
Let's wrap this thing up immediately. So thank you so much again. See what I'm saying? Thank you so much again for okay, now we're putting your hand there now. All right, so thanks for so much. We want to thank Global X for sponsoring again, and Beta Pro. That's Adair, you know that by now. I'm Sean, and we're both, hopefully, back in tomorrow morning. So we'll see everybody bright and early at 8:30. Ciao for now.
See ya. Yeah, I've slightly considered taking